Hello, beautiful people, and welcome. Welcome to Sunday night dinner and convo uh, with Chelle. It's me. um, hey, Tamika. You know, it's crazy because it's like I'm happy to be seen right now. Um, this COVID is something serious, right? I uh I was actually hi chosen one. I was actually feeling good. Whatever day I did the last live, I was feeling okay. And then yesterday, phew, yesterday was a tough. Today has been tough. It's like you think you over the hump, you think you like on the other side of it and it tricks you. It's a little tricky little thing. But I'm here today. We gonna talk. Um, we gonna have a nurturing conversation around breaking the silence of childhood traumas. I'm not even gonna say childhood traumas. I'm just gonna say traumas. Period. I'm putting um, and mainly because I feel like we're currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. And if you are allowing the things of your past, whether it's relationships, your parents, religious beliefs, anything of that nature, to keep you from living your best life, you are wasting time. I'm sure no one in your family, your friend groups, people on YouTube are going to tell you what I'm about to tell you today because everybody wants to be like fun, turn up, party, hoo hoo, um, relationship goals, all those things. I just want to I just want to share as much love and positivity and encourage people to live their best fucking lives. That's all I want to do. Um if you think that I'm only doing this because I have COVID, no, I've been doing this for the past 11 12 months. Um so yeah, I just feel like a lot of the reasons why we don't accomplish the things that we set out to do is because we allow fear to stop us. I was having a conversation with my brother earlier. Oh, wait, first let me start. Thank you for joining me. Tonight we're talking about having a nurturing conversations around breaking the silence of traumas, childhood, adult, just trauma period. We're breaking the silence. What does breaking the silence mean? We're going to talk. We're going to actually acknowledge the fact that our parents treated us like shit. Our brothers and sisters treated us like shit. We're not just going to take that. We're no longer going to take people treating us like shit because they're family. Hey, Ray, sorry. Um, I'm going to cuss a lot during this. I realize that I feel better when I cuss, so I'm going to curse a lot. And we're going to talk about people's mamas, daddies, grandmas, family members. We're going to talk about shit you probably not ready to talk about, but you know that you should talk about. We're talking about everything today. The views and opinions that are expressed over this beautiful microphone right here are minds. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm not trying to get you to do anything but live your best fucking life right now. That's it. I want you to take away when you leave here. I want you to be like, you know what? Shell says some really important things that got me thinking. How can I live better? That's all I was talking about. Anyway, so I was talking to my brother today, and I'm like, I have wisdom and knowledge when it comes to music administration and how artists get their music, right? I mean, get their money for the music. So I was like, there's this artist I really want to work with, but because she's too familiar with me, she won't work with me. And I was like, well, how can I give her the knowledge without, um, you know, hey Anna, how can I share with her the knowledge so that she can have it, and it doesn't necessarily, she doesn't know that it's necessarily coming from me. And so I was like, let me find somebody that she trusts, and I could give them the information, and then they will pass it along to her. And so what happened was that person that I knew she trusts hit me and was like, hey, this song that this artist have is good. We need to work with them. And I was like, see, that's crazy. Cause I literally, just said I wanted to work with this artist. So I was telling my brother the process of how it happened. He was like, Chelle, you can't save the world. And I was like, hmm, hmm. I said, you have a point. I cannot save the world. I am not Jesus, Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, God, Buddha, Allah. I'm not none of them, right? I'm not any of them. But I shall. And if I have some knowledge or some information or some insight, or I could tell my story and someone can take something away from it, I could help somebody. If I know that up the road, 2 blocks, and there is a big ass pothole and I just came that way, or maybe I fell in the fucking pothole, I'm going to come back down the road and I'm going to say, hey, 2 blocks up, there's a fucking pothole. I don't think you should go this way or go around or slow down, or I will give you some kind of assistance to move forward. I feel that we as people are so selfish. I know people say you should be selfish, but I'm going to tell you why you shouldn't be selfish, because especially if you're a parent, you shouldn't be selfish, because here's why. You as a parent, right? You have all kinds of things that you endured in your upbringing or whatever. And I know you probably was like, I'm never going to do this to my child. And then you have a child. So now you are responsible for how someone else is raised, how someone, their morals and values. Do you know that a lot of people nowadays do not even understand what the words morals or values are? But as a parent, you are responsible for another human being. So imagine if you're a fucked up parent, like if you were fucked up, like your child was fucked up, and then you're like, you know what? I'm never gonna do this to my child. I'm gonna make sure my child, and then you raise a child and you don't intend to fuck them up, but you fuck them up because it's a cycle. That's how people say generational curses. So back to the story of my brother. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm getting ahead of myself. So I was like, I can't save the world, but I can save or assist as many people that will listen. Like I would think, I was like, our uncle would sit down and when we would have conversation, he would ask us our opinion. And when we were in there, we were like there, we were like, oh man, this is a lecture. He doing a lot of talking, blah, blah, blah. And then he passed away. And I was like, now when we think back to those conversations that we had with him, and he was asking us our opinion, and he didn't like shut us down the moment we expressed our opinion. I said, now we can look at it like, what he was fostering in us. He was fostering in us that our opinions matter, that we have the right to use our voice to speak. So I said, I'm coming tonight because I feel like a lot of people are silenced. They are silenced because of the things that they endured in their upbringing, in their homes where they grew up. Your mama treated you like shit, or your mama treated you like shit because your daddy wasn't shit. So then she took out all of her frustrations on choosing the bad father on you as a child, or your daddy wasn't, or your mama wasn't shit and your daddy raised you and he took out all his frustration because your mama wasn't shit on you, or your grandparents raised you and neither one of your parents was there and they took out their frustrations to have to raise you because your parents wasn't shit. It's just, I feel like we have experienced so much shit in our lives that no one took the time to say, how are you doing? How are you handling your parents being on drugs, or your parents attending churches, or your parents just not doing a great job? Like if we totally be honest, I know y'all probably know my story. My mother, I was raised by a single parent. I was actually raised by my grandmother. And my mother was just there because she attended church and Jesus is her best friend. Jesus is her best friend. Well, he was. I don't know how that works right now. But if you actually be honest and think back to your childhood, is like, did you feel safe? Did you feel loved? Did you feel like your opinion mattered? Did you actually feel like people actually cared about you? Like, can you be like, you know what, my grandma fucking cared, my grandfather, like somebody that really cared. Think about somebody that really cared, and then think about how many people you were surrounded by that didn't care. And then if the person that really cared just died, like my grandmother was like, she was everything. She is everything to me. Or like Ray just said, you had to be the parent in your own household. Like you had to be like, I was the oldest, and so like I literally I would joke with my brothers now. Um um you felt loved by your dad, but what about your mother? See, that's where I'm saying, like, my grandmother loved me. My grandmother loved me. Wait, my mother loved me because she brought me into this world. So I consider that to be love. My grandmother loved me. I was surrounded by love. Like when it came to my family, I was surrounded by love. It wasn't until we went to church that shit started happening for me. Like my family, I was the oldest girl, the only girl, and for a long time. So I was spoiled. I'm an adult now. I can say that I was spoiled. And then I started going to church, and then shit was happening. And then when you know your family members, like you know that they gonna ride or die for you. Some of them, but you know them. You don't want to be like, you don't want to see them go to jail. You don't want to see them do anything. Like I fucking love everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, and I don't want you to get COVID. So please take the proper steps so that you don't get it, because it's the worst thing ever. Um, but I realized um as I was growing up and just experiencing things, like my family were fostering in me things that stuck with me today. Like I said a couple of Sundays ago, like I learned to be silent from my mother. Like I watched my mother go through some shit where I want to say a normal person would have snapped out and cussed and like shot people up and chopped them, would have did some real like savage shit. And I just watched as my mother was silent. Like she knew the truth, she knew everything about it, and she was silent. And then this shit happened with me with my ex-wife cheating on me with her ex-girlfriend. Wait, let me just say this right. You're probably wondering, like, why do you keep saying that? Because I'm breaking the silence. The longer it's like shit happened to you, like if you've never said out loud, my uncle molested me, my brother molested me, my mother molested me, and my father molested me. If you never said that out loud, it gets trapped in your body and it becomes illnesses, it becomes anxiety, it becomes all of those things. So I'm going to if y'all haven't figured it out by now, I'm going to keep saying shit cuz I don't want to hold on to it. I'm not holding on to shit else. I held on to a lot for 41 years. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm letting it all go. So, when all this shit kicked off, I was sitting there and I was thinking like my first thing wasn't like, woe is me, she's gone, why did she leave me? It was like, let me let this shit go. Like, okay, my parents didn't love me. They both were like in their own little space. And it wasn't until I was an adult. Well, actually, I wasn't. I was an adult, and I understood. I understood why I have the relationship I have with my mother. I understood why I have the relationship I have with my father. But it took me taking the time to speak to my parents to understand where they come from. Like when I tell you, I know I'll be like, my mother took me to church and I was molested by the man in the church. I know how to say all that. But I didn't tell y'all, like, we were like rich. Like, we were rich. Like, we had every game system, shoes. We never wanted for anything like real life rich. Like everybody thought we was rich. Like we thought we was rich. That was just it. So it wasn't like I was lacking like material things. Like I watched a documentary the other day. The lady said sometimes people think that their love language is that love language, but it's actually what you were missing as a child. And my love language is quality time and acts of service. And I thought about that and I was like, wait a minute. Like, that's pretty much true because I didn't have quality time with my mom because she was always either at work or at church. I mean, I did have quality time with my grandmother, my auntie, my uncles, everyone else, but my mom was either at work, at church all the time. And then acts of service. Like, I was always making sure everyone else is okay. And so it's like, what do you do if you were the person that's making sure everyone else is okay? How do I make sure you're okay and you're making sure I'm okay? I, I don't know how that. I don't know. I don't know. See, like, hello, Jazz. Hello, this girl is life. Um, like we were, my mom would call us latchkey kids. Like we knew how to catch the bus. We knew how to get lock, unlock. We all had keys. We all we knew how to cook like meals. I'm not talking about like hot dogs or spaghetti or I'm talking about meals like pork chops, Spanish rice, baking homemade cakes. Like we had like meals. Like we were self-sustained kids. And I guess my mom was like, well, y'all good, y'all good. She would take us to Chuck E. Cheese a lot. So, but the reality of it was we weren't. And now we're all adults. And I went to therapy. Um um my youngest brother said the other day that he definitely needs to go to therapy because he has a lot of shit that he needs to work through. And I was like, that's I didn't even tell him that he should go to therapy. Like I'm not one like, oh, you should go to therapy. But if I feel like you should go to therapy or I feel like you should healing. That's what I told my brother today. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to keep talking about healing. I'm going to keep talking about healing, love, and positivity. Healing, love, and positivity. That's all I'm going to talk about. You know why? Because nobody's talking about that. They talking about, hey, you just got out of a relationship. Girl, you need to go out and find you a new man. Or, hey, bro, shorty want to talk to you. Like, it's always like our first instinct is to get out of something, get into something new. It's not, let me take a moment. Let me take a moment because this man was beating my ass, or this woman was beating my ass, or it don't even have to be domestic violence. It could just be like this person treated me horribly. Why am I accepting? Why am I living below my means for somebody I'm really not interested in? I'm really not interested in you. I'm just here because I don't have enough money to pay my own rent. I don't want to be alone. It's so many, like if you really thought about why you are in the situation that you are in. I have kids by this person, or it's a global fucking pandemic. I don't want to be alone. Like if you really thought about your life, guaranteed you will find a reason as to why you there. Like you're probably trying to make yourself feel happy, but you know that you're not happy. You know that you're not happy. If you go to sleep and you're like, if at any time you are with someone and you thinking about someone else, you are not happy. If you're at a job and you're like, man, I really want to start my own business and I know I can make this and I could do this and I'll be able to, you really need to quit that job. Really, you need to quit it. I hope by the end of this live, you walk away with these three things. One, so much fucking love for yourself that you find the courage to stand up and fucking live your best life and not give a fuck about what anyone says or think, but just do you. Those three things. Live, find the courage to be you, and just do you. That's it. That's all I hope. Cause I'm going to talk about parents for a minute. People always like to say, you don't got no kids, so you can't talk about it. I could talk about a lot of shit because I raised a bunch of them from 40 all the way on down. I'm going to know I'm 41. I raised myself and I raised a bunch of other people. So when I told my mother, this is why I feel like a lot of people need to have these conversations. If your parents are deceased, my condolences. I still feel like you need to talk to them, like write them a letter or something. But this is what I have to say. Um, our parents didn't do a good job, and I know we like to. That's my mom, or that's my dad, or that's my grandma, and they did the best they could. But in reality, you need to stop giving them an excuse and pretty much just say they didn't do a good job. And I'm going to tell you to pick up the phone, FaceTime. If you're in the same facilitated area of your parents, I'm going to tell you to find the courage first because it's going to take a lot of courage. Because I'm going to tell you why it's going to take a lot of courage. Most mothers, now fathers, they, some of them probably ain't even there anyways. They don't really care. But mothers, let me tell y'all, they gonna give y'all a fucking guilt trip. They gonna either guilt trip you, they gonna try to manipulate you to make it seem like you was the worst fucking child. You probably was the worst fucking child, but listen, guilt, they might start crying, they might do a whole bunch of things, but listen, you gotta stay strong. And I need you to tell them how they made you feel. You have to do that as part of your healing journey. I'm not a therapist, but I'm gonna tell you how this is gonna make you feel, right? You're gonna look at your mother and you be like, you know what, you never protected me. You never made me feel love. You never uh whatever it is. I'll just use my scenario. I looked at my mother, I was like, I never felt protected with you. I did feel the material wealth, the love of that. Like she did put me in good school. She did make sure I had like all of the non-emotional loving things. She did make sure of that. But you never fostered in me that. I want to say I was going to say I don't know where I got it from, but I want to say I got it from my grandmother. Like the love and to protect my brothers or just people in my facilitated area. So when I told her that and she just looked at me and I was like, oh, "Okay." But then I started to understand like understanding her and where she come from and the things that she endured before she had me was like, "Holy shit. I see why." Like many of our parents probably come from situations where it wasn't good. The crack era, uh religion, just fucked up family situations. And they did the best that they could. So your mama probably hit you with, I did the best that I could. I nobody showed me parenting doesn't come with a book. There's so many cliches that I think that people just develop and they just say the shit over and over and then you're supposed to be okay with it. Like nobody gave me a book. If you have more than one fucking child, you can write a fucking book on how to be a parent or at least how to maintain your sanity as a parent. There you go. If you want to write a book, there goes a good book title. How to maintain your sanity as a parent. If you have more than one fucking child, there's no way that you haven't figured out how to be at least a semi decent parent. Again, the views and opinions that are expressed are just mine. You figure it you figure the shit out. Like you figure the shit out. I think it's important that as adults, I know, hi Jamela. Jamela's not an adult yet, but I speak to her to let her know that her opinion matters. I feel like if you're constantly telling your kids to shut up and be quiet, and that's where I say breaking the silence, because a lot of times when we were growing up, we were told to be quiet, don't say that, or what happens in this house stays in this house. Like, can you imagine the psychological shit that happens to a person when they say what happens in this house stays in this house. If you get raped in this house, it doesn't go outside of this house. And then you have to live with the people that are doing fucked up shit to you every day. You have to see them on a regular basis. Like, can you imagine what that would be like? Don't imagine it. Just why would we want to think shit like that, right? But people actually live life like that. Like, they have to live with the people that are molesting them. They have to live with the people that are beating them. Like, sorry, this whole topic right here, it bothers my soul. It bothers my soul to know that people have to live in these kind of situations. And then, like, people's like, hey, I'm gonna have my own baby just so I can have somebody that loves me. And then you have the beautiful, you bring life into this world. And then not all the time you don't treat them wrong, but you allow everyone else to treat them wrong. You know that your mother's husband was molesting you, but you take your child over to your mother's house to be babysat. Like, as our thought process, the way we think, the way we like move through life is broken. It is broken. And I am here. We are in this space right now so that you can have someone to say, you are broken, you are hurt, and you need to heal. Like, heal, heal. Like, I laughed because I told my brother today, I was like, I'm not trying to be a preacher or an evangelist or anything like that. But in reality, I just want you to know that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay for you to be hurt and be sad, but don't fucking stay there. Don't stay there. Like, don't stay there. Like, this is why I say it's important for you to accept the fact that you had a fucked up childhood. First, you have to acknowledge the fact that you had a fucked up childhood. Then you have to accept the fact that you had a fucked up childhood. And then you make the decision to say, my fucked up childhood is going to determine how I move through life. Or you say, that was just my fucking childhood. I am stronger than anything that tried to create in me. I'm stronger, I'm bigger, I'm better than that. That's a decision that you have to make. I can't tell you what decision to make, but I can suggest some things that you could do to transition from there to here. I've been thinking about this, right? Like, the people that I'm surrounded by, I made it my business. Like, I'm on a journey. I'm still on a journey of healing and self-discovery, and I was just like, you know what? I want the people around me to be healed. Like, I know people go to church and they cast their cares on God, but y'all know how I feel about religion. Last Sunday we talked about it. I'm gonna tell you right here. I feel like religion is like an excuse for people to not do shit. You give it to Jesus and you wait for Jesus to take it away or magically disappear it or whatever you're waiting for Jesus to do. And he actually really doesn't do shit, but it makes it seem like it does shit because you put it on him. You put it on him. You either put it on him or you put it on the devil. Those are two things that people got, God or the devil. Two places that people give shit. And then when I asked the question, like, what do you do if it never goes away? Because I haven't heard anybody ever say I was molested, but the thoughts of it is just completely gone. Never heard that. Like, even when they were trying to like shock homosexuality out of people's brains and like do all that shit, and people were still like, yeah, I'm still gay. It's like, it doesn't magically disappear. As someone who has been molested, it doesn't magically disappear. It doesn't go anywhere. You still have these things that are called triggers. So when you experience trauma, you have things that are called triggers. Um, I learned this from therapy. But there's triggers. And I realized that one of my triggers are smells. So I do not like the smell of Aspen. I do not like the smell of Michael Jordan or Nautica. I do not like those smells. They just, and I'm like, I don't I don't want to keep being transported back to that time, but guess what's going to happen because it's a memory. It's stored in the back of my mind. But when I went on the journey of healing and self-discovery, let me tell you what happened. When I apologized to myself, when I apologized for um allowing shit to happen. Like I didn't like, oh, let me welcome this grown person. No. I mean like allowing shit like just putting myself in situations that I thought was safe, but I knew they weren't. And I put myself in those situations thinking that I was doing the best thing for me. But again, I was broken. I, I was broken. There was no way I should have been making those decisions. Anyways, there should have been an adult around taking care of me. My grandmother was long gone at this time, but I was making decisions. I was making adult decisions with a child brain. I shouldn't have never had to make those decisions. The documentary I was watching, the lady said, if you never deal with your childhood traumas, you become an adult and the skill coping skills you learned to got you from whatever age your trauma started up until now, you just recycle that. And so now you're an adult thinking as a child and doing adult things but with a child's mind. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine how many people are in relationships? Like this is why I said a couple of weeks ago when one of you lovely people asked, this is why I said when you get in a relationship, tell the truth. Number 1, be honest. Like just speak, communicate, use your words. Number 2, always tell the truth. And number 3, I done gave a whole bunch of gems tonight and it's only 32 minutes in. Understand your love language. I know you like it's just a quiz somebody made up, but if you actually think about it, like if you want somebody to spend time with you and you never told that person you want them to spend time with you, they can't read your mind. It's important for you to use your words and tell them that. If you like when your significant other buys you little trinkets or gifts, or if even if they go to the grocery store and come back with a candy bar and you looking like, oh, you thought about me while you was at the store, you know that make you feel special. Tell that to your significant other. If you like flowers every day, every weekend, once a week, whatever, if you like breakfast food, whatever you like, communicate that to the person that you with. Mine's is communication too. That's why I be like, when people be talking to me, I just be like, I I love. But see, that's because I come from a family full of communicators. Like that was like, you know what it's like to debate with a person that has a doctorate, and you're like a teenager, and they're actually y'all able to go back and forth, and I'm telling you, like being able to communicate is a blessing. Blessing. But I'm here because I had to break the silence. I had to break the silence. I had to break the silence when I said my ex-wife cheated on me with her ex-girlfriend. I had to break the silence when I just did that live the other day. I had to break the silence. And it was only because I think people don't think about the shit that they do. Like I asked my brother, I was like, why is it that adults do fucked up shit? And instead of taking accountability for the fucked up shit that they do, they just sit in the fuck up. They just sit in the shit. It's just shit there and they just sit in it. Like if you cheat, it's like, why would you go with the person that you know that you really want to be with? You just want to cheat with them. You just want to have a good time. You just want to explore. I don't know why the fuck people cheat, but whatever you did that shit for, why don't you just, hey, I fucking cheated. I really love you though, and this is why I cheated, or just figure the shit out and take accountability for your actions. And then if you don't want to be with the person, just leave them the fuck alone. Hey, I don't want to be with you. Just leave them. Um, and like if you are a parent, right? I know I'm skipping around, but I got to get this out where I can sit in this chair for the sixth time. Sixth time. If you are a parent, it's important for you to tell your child that their opinions matter. That's important. I know you're probably thinking like, oh well, like this whole gay agenda thing. We're gonna talk about that too. If you thought I wasn't gonna talk about it, I don't know where you come from. But anyways, the whole gay agenda thing, like I saw a whole thread on Facebook and they were like, yeah, they trying to turn our kids gay and they showing this all on TV. And I was like, wait a minute, okay, now I have a question. Do you say that when your son or your daughter is watching music videos where people's titties is bouncing up and down or they bodies is just exposed? Like do you say that when there's a heterosexual couple? Like do you say, "Ooh, they trying to make my child straight"? Like I don't think you're sitting there saying that. I think you prefer that. Like if you are a man, you like, "Hey, you got a girlfriend," like parents be thinking that shit is cool. Like, oh, he say he got a little girlfriend. That shit's not cool. Like, why are they're kids? Why do they have to even think about girlfriends or boyfriends? Why can't they just be kids and play with basketballs and whatever the fuck they want to play with? Barbie dolls. Do kids even play with that shit anymore? Like I don't I don't even know. But like, why can't they just be kids? Like, I wish I could have just been a kid. I just wish that. Like, I could understand the whole Michael Jackson thing. I get it. Now wait, hold on. I can understand the whole Michael Jackson not being able to be a child, and so as an adult, he surrounds himself by things that a child will. I get that. All of the other stuff, I don't agree with it. I never will agree with an adult touching a child. Never. Just that's just never. Mm-mm, I won't. Um but I just think like if he would have had that opportunity to be a child, like if you actually think about hmm, people that do fucked up things like there's so many young people still in cars here, right? And people was like there's this this one situation happened. The lady was like the man actually shot at he called himself the Kia Hunter or something like that. He the neighborhood car theft returner. I'm doing this because people be making up shit. But and so he actually shot at the kids. He saw them still in the car and he shot at the kids. And the mother got on TV and she's like, "You don't that's not your job, blah blah blah." And then it was just like, "Ma'am, if your child is out here stealing my car that I worked hard for, that I paid for, and he just comes and breaks my window. I know I got to pay to get my window fixed. I don't even know if I'm gonna get my car back. I, he needs to be disciplined. She was all on TV like that's not your job, and I was just in there looking like, but isn't it your job not to teach your child not to steal, not to take things that are theirs? That's why I say like if we break the silence, like some of us probably was like, you know what, um, I used to get beat as a child, or my parents used to do this, and now I would never beat my child. But in reality, you don't beat them. I would never encourage anybody to beat their child. You know me, I'm about communication. I do encourage you to talk to your child and tell them why they're getting disciplined or whatever. But there needs to be some kind of correction. If there's no kind of correction and people just out here, that's why I feel like a lot of adults are just out here just doing shit because no one ever told them that what they're fucking doing is wrong. They've never been chastised, they've never been disciplined, or if they was, it was because they didn't obey. Like you didn't obey the fact of you don't make our family look bad, or you didn't obey the fact of you don't embarrass me in public. Like it's those things for me. Like I don't I have this thing, right? I've a lot of people I've been talking to, a lot of people I've been around, just a lot of stories that people tell me. where it's like, especially people that grow up in church, it's like, you don't do this because we don't do that. We don't do what? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that grew up in church. Like, that'd be my thing, right? You know, the whole gay agenda thing. That'd be my thing, right? It's like, so many people grew up in church, but they do the complete opposite of what they were taught in church. Like, they like, fuck that church shit. I was in there and they was beating me and they was molesting me. They was doing all this kind of shit. And if I'm gonna get that from the church, I'm gonna go out here into this world and just turn the fuck up. And then you got the people from the church. It's like, you go out to the club, but you can't come to church. And it's just like, it's the manipulation and the fear and all that shit. It's all, people have gotten real good at using that shit. So, of course, I took offense when my ex wife, who cheated on me with her ex girlfriend, left me and said that I manipulated her. I said, honey, I didn't manipulate you. If you wanted to leave, that's where it's like this adult and accountability shit. It's like, if you wanted to leave, you could have just left. You don't even have to say anything, but the common courtesy, you could have said something to me. Not a lie, but you could have said something. But you could have just left. The door is right there. There's no barbed wire, there's nothing. You could have just walked on the other side of the door and left. And then when you left, you could have just left it at that. You know, I'm over here with my new boo, I'm happy. Boom. But you didn't. You created a story. It's like, why do we have to create narratives to make us look good? I don't give a fuck about looking good. I'm sitting here fighting fucking COVID, talking to y'all, because my ex-wife cheated on me with her ex-girlfriend. But I'm sitting here talking to y'all about shit where it's just like, who the fuck is gonna tell you? Like, who the fuck is gonna ask you? Like, they probably like, oh yeah, girl, he doing this and she doing that. But who the fuck is in your friend group really gonna ask you, like, are you really happy? Do they really make you happy? Number one, no one can make you happy outside of you yourself. But like, are you happy? Like, I noticed that uh you be all, happy when you out with us, but then when I call you at home or you at home, you feel, you sound down. Like, is everything okay? Like, people can put on some shit for YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, for social media. People can put it on, honey. Y'all see me, I'm not putting on shit. What you see is what you get. That's it. What you see is what you get. I'm not gonna put on for y'all, because at the end of the day, that's being fake, and I'm not gonna be fake at all. Not at all. I was in this house damn near dying. And I was like, my first thought wasn't, let me put up a camera and let me make a video. No, that wasn't my first thought. My first thought was like, damn, did I tell everybody I love them? Did I tell everybody what I needed to say to them? That was my first two thoughts. And then as I started to get better, it was like, you know what? I can't leave y'all hanging. Let me tell y'all what's going on with me. That was where I was at. I definitely wasn't thinking about a fucking camera or fucking social media at all. I did not think about, sorry, I love y'all, but I was not thinking about y'all. I was thinking about the people around me. Like, damn, if I die today with my nieces and nephews, no. I mean, they would know, but you ask these questions when you're on your sick bed. And I just thought to myself, like, how many people out here are living below their means? Like, how many people are just accepting shit because they've been accepting shit their whole entire life? You accepted your mama calling you dumb and stupid. You accepted your mama beating you and mistreating you because she made bad decisions. You accepted that. You accepted your brothers and sisters beating you up. Like, I talk to my brothers a lot, if you haven't figured that out. I was talking to my brother. He was like, when I was growing up, every man that I was around felt like they had to punch me. Like, instead of saying hi or communicating what's up, they just would punch me. And I was like, tell them to stop punching you. Tell them if they can't say hi to you with their words to stop punching you, or punch them the fuck back. And then he was just talking, and I was just like, but that's the environments we were raised in. It's like, I'm gonna beat you up so you can be tough, so you don't grow up and be one of those insert words here. I would never say that. If you say that, if you say that word, that's a derogatory term for a young man that you consider to be feminine. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing. If you feel at any point in time, I'm gonna speak to you, parents. This is coming from a place of love right now. If at any time you look at your child and call them that word, or you call your daughter bull dagger or any one of those other words, if you call your children words, you're saying those things on purpose. That's why I'm saying you breaking the silence. Your mother called you the shit that they called you. Your parents, your brothers and sisters called you the shit that they called you because they knew that they were going to hurt your fucking feelings and you were going to fall in line with whatever they said because your feelings is hurt. Now you are seeking their love and their approval. So you're never going to step out of line because you want your mother to love you. We want our fathers, our brothers and sisters. We want those people to love us. We feel like they should love us. They should, but the reality of it is they have fucked up lives too, and they can't. We only recycle and repeat the shit that we know. Like people be like, oh, it's people's environments. Like I grew up in an environment and wasn't nobody in my environment gay, but I knew I was gay. And they didn't treat me any different than they would treat a heterosexual person. They didn't even care. They just fucking loved me. But I do understand that there is people out here, especially you motherfucking people that go to church. Y'all is some of the biggest mm, hmm, y'all church people. I don't and there's a difference. There's a difference between saints and there's a difference between church people. There is people that go to fucking church and know that they be doing the most devilish shit. I'm talking to y'all, not the people that be in there holding up the bloodstained banner and actually be doing a good job representing Jesus. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to those people that go to church that make y'all look bad. They make the church look bad. Y'all know how I feel about the church, but I know that these motherfuckers be making the church look bad. If you know who I'm talking to. You probably watching right now. I'm talking to you. If you look at your child and call them dumb, stupid, those two derogatory words for homosexual people, and think that you are doing something, you're only causing more harm. And you're causing harm in the name of Jesus. You know, the Jesus that you are raising the child in the church because you want them to be productive citizens. Hello, Crystal. I missed you. I really did. I really do miss you. Thank you for joining. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you uh who can't get your shit together, but you want to ruin somebody else's life because you couldn't get your shit together. I'm talking to you parents who grew up in church or who grew up in church or who raised your family in church and you ain't got your shit. Jesus ain't thought enough about you to help you get your shit together, but now you want to pass them on to your kids. I'm talking to you. Um we are living in a day and age where there is a global fucking pandemic, which I am currently surviving right now. So I really don't care whether you like me or not, whether you ever subscribe to this channel or follow this channel. I really could fucking care less. I'm mainly here so that you could have someone in your life tell you that you did a fucked up job as a parent. You if you have grandchildren, if your kids are loving enough to let you be a part, you have the opportunity to change that shit. Parents who call their kids derogatory things or who beat their kids or who do shit like that, that's because you haven't healed from your childhood traumas or the shit that happened to you. You haven't healed from the shit that happened to you. If you know that you were molested by your father or your grandfather, and then you turn around and allow your kids to go over there, do you honestly think that your grandfather or your cousins or your brothers or whatever is not going to molest your kids? Like, do people honestly think that? Like, is that an honest thought? Like, well, they don't do that no more. Let's check this out, right? They never went to jail. They never got disciplined or chastised. Nobody in the family beat them up, or I don't condone violence, but I'm saying like nothing happened to them. Do you honestly think they just mysteriously stopped doing that? Or did they get smarter in how they do it? That be my things with parents that know shit happens to their children, but you don't do anything to protect your fucking child. You would rather protect the adult in the situation, and then you don't realize the trauma, because it's trauma that happens to your child. Like if you recognize that your child has homosexual tendencies, I'm using words that people use, and you decide that you're going to either beat the gay out of them, or you're going to pray the gay away, or you're going to do any of those things, or you look at your child and tell your child, you're not going to be gay in my household. I'm telling you, let me tell you what you're doing. You're only causing trauma. This is where I say, how the fuck can you as a mother, we ain't gonna talk about the man because they're barely there anyways. But you, the mother, you still there. So I'm gonna talk to you. How can you let something grow? How can you feel something growing on the inside of you for 9, 8, 7, 10, however long it takes for you to have that child? How can you feel that growing on the inside of you? You birth. You laid down, you made that, you birthed it, you go through all of the trauma, the trauma of bringing the baby forth, and then you treat the baby, the child, the teenager, you treat it like shit. And not only do you treat it like shit, you allow the people around them to treat them like shit. How do you do that? How do you allow a religion for a man that you have never laid eyes on tell you how to treat your child? How do you do that? How do you like allow anyone outside of the father or the mother to tell you how to raise your child? How do you do that? The church says that if your child is that God doesn't like homosexuality, but at the same time, he's the same loving God that loves everybody. I'm so confused. I'm it's like I'm so confused. I'm really not confused. I just know it's a bunch of bullshit that people just be repeating all the time. I don't understand it. If you are a parent and you feel like your child has some homosexual tendencies, this is what I'm gonna tell you to do. Talk to your fucking child. Use your fucking words and talk to your fucking child and understand. Here's why I say that, because inside of your house should be a sanctuary. It should be a place of safety, love. It should be a place of confidence. It should be a place where they learn all of these things. You are fostering in them to be to love themselves. You are fostering in them to know that they opinion matter. You're building them up in the household, because once they step on the other side of your door, the world is already gonna beat them up and tear them down. They don't even have to go down the fucking. They don't even have to get off your porch and go down to the fucking concrete. It's gonna happen before they get out there. But your household should be a place of safety, protection. They should feel love. There should be so much love in our households, but there isn't, because there's so many fucking broken people, and we just keep producing broken people, and then it's like, who's going to break the generational curse? There wouldn't be a fucking generational curse if people broke the silence and started talking about shit. If you are a mother and you were raped and molested, you should look at your kids and tell them that you want to make sure that they're safe. If anybody touched them in places that's inappropriate, tell you. You should have some kind of relationship with your child where they will want to come and tell you that shit. Like, you should open up the lines of communication. People be like, I'm not going to be my child's best friend. Sometimes you need to have some kind of relationship with your child, not just I'm your fucking mother or I'm your fucking father, because then that kind of puts, there's a fear. Like, most black people, most people of color want their children to fear them when your child should love you. Like, I don't know where that fear shit comes from. Actually, I do. I do. But that we're gonna say that for a later time. But if you are a parent and you have a child, it is important for you to fucking love your child. Love them. Hug them. If you are a man, hug your son, hug your daughter. We need to hug more. We need to touch more. I literally said to my brother, I said, I've been in this house for 3 fucking weeks. I'm kind of going a little stir crazy because I haven't, outside of FaceTime or Facebook Messenger, haven't seen another human being in 3 weeks, with the exception of when I went to the urgent care. But other than that, I haven't seen a human being in 3 weeks. And I was like, you know what? It's so weird because when you don't see other people, you actually just be like, damn, like I didn't realize how much I really wanted to just go sit by my mom and just listen to her talk about shit. Like I didn't realize how much I miss my nieces and nephews helping me do juices or just being here. Like I really miss them. And the FaceTimes is cool. Oh, especially little Bobo. Every time I call Lil Bobo, she just smiles from ear to ear and she be talking, but I don't understand baby talk. But but it's just like, it's those things like fucking COVID. Ugh, hate it. But I also hate is such a strong word, but I hate when parents use guilt and manipulation to get their kids to do shit. I don't know if parents don't think about this, but number one, we as kids, we all never asked to fucking be here. You laid down and did what you did or whatever happened, and we're here. So now you can't guilt us into feeling some kind of way because you brought us here. Just like there is no fucking book on parenting, but you could write it. There is no fucking book on how to be a child. There's no fucking book on how to be a teenager. There's books now, but we don't we're not when we in the hospital, they like playing it on our, this is what you do when you're a baby. You gaga goo goo or there's none of that. So just like you're learning, we're learning. We're learning together. That's why it's like we're growing together. You grow together. It's not I'm your fucking mother, so you gonna do what the fuck I say. I get it. I know you just had a baby because you wanted to be able to tell somebody what to do and you want to feel love. But now your little baby grows up and the little boy that you thought was gonna marry a woman is now wanting to marry a man, or the little girl that you thought was gonna marry a man is now wanting to marry a woman, or your son doesn't even want to get married at all, or your daughter don't even get married at all. They don't want to have kids, and now it's like, well, so and so. Now you want them to keep up with the Joneses. So and so got 3 grandkids, and when I'm gonna get some grandkids? We never think. I don't think parents ever think about you lived your fucking life. So if your child decides that they don't want to go to college, they don't want to play a sport, they don't want to do shit, but be who they are, you should support them in being who they fucking are. You should love them. Like, just fucking love them. Just fucking love that. Just fucking love them. If you are in a fucking relationship, use your fucking words and look at the person that you are with and be like, babe, you know what? Let me tell you about my childhood. When I was growing up, my uncles would always tell me what to look for when I talked to anybody, whoever I talked to. They was just like, listen, get to know them, but also get to know the people in their family. Get to know if they have mental illness, sickness, anything like that. You get to know. You think people doing that nowadays? Shit, people be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, social media, period, be in these clubs, getting with people, don't even know them. People be like, you look everybody up on CCAT? Yes, the fuck I do. Yes, the fuck I do. I look up all of my nieces and nephews, they mothers, but I look up everybody's because I be needing to know. You should be looking up people too. If you getting in a relationship with somebody, you should be Look them people up. That's why we have all this fucking information to look people up. You get in a relationship, he cute, he got a lot of money, but you don't know he don't take care of none of his kids. And you probably think, oh, I'm different. It's different for me. And then you get pregnant by him. Now you just another baby mama. Or you a dude and you just out here just smashing because, probably got touched when you was little, but who you gonna tell you got touched? And don't let it be touched by a man because now it's like, I don't want people to be thinking I'm gay, but you already battles with situations of thinking that you're gay. So you out here smashing as many women as you can. We gotta just break the silence. Just fucking start talking. That's why I think people should fucking start talking to each other. Like, if you're in a relationship and you don't ask your significant other, like, about their exes, I know people be like, no, you shouldn't talk about the ex. Yes, you should fucking talk about the ex because it's something that their ex is going to teach you. I asked my ex-wife about all her exes. That's how I knew so much about the current one that she's with because I asked questions. So when shit started happening, I already number one, I lived with my ex for a while, and then I know her. So when shit started happening, I was like, oh, that's not, oh, okay. You think you making me mad? You think you making me feel some kind of way, sweetie? Mm-mm. Greatest thing you ever did was took her off my hands. You allowed me to live my best fucking life. Thank you. I am over here sick with COVID, but still busting moves and doing all kinds of shit because now I don't have to worry about somebody constantly saying, "Oh, you gonna cheat on me with a man," but I didn't cheat on you with anybody. You cheated on me. I was telling my friend, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be ready to date. And I can honestly say I'm not going to be ready to date for some time now. And it's not because I love I love being here by myself. I do. I really do love it. I do. I miss seeing other people, but I'm weird that way where I don't have to be around people all the time. Just I could see you and then you could go home. Cool. But I was just thinking about dating. Like, who the fuck am I going to date? I can't. I have to be real, especially nowadays. Have y'all tried dating? Anybody tried dating? Dating ain't what it used to be. I'm gonna tell you that much. It ain't what it used to be. But I just know like when it do come time for me to date again, that's gonna be a lot. I actually joke with my friend. I was like, I'm gonna start dating the end of September, beginning of October, maybe. First, I have to get over fucking COVID. First, I have to do that first. I have to feel better from that before I start talking about dating or doing anything. But who am I going to date? Like, I'm sitting here like, damn, you know what? I am Who am I going to date? Who's going to date me? Not saying it like that, but I'm saying like, who am I going to date? Who's going to be able to communicate with me on the level that I communicate? Who's going to be able to be open and honest about what the fuck they feel? Like, who's going to be like, I told my friend, I said, when you're with somebody and you know that they need to overcome something and you're like, hey, I'm here, I'm down with you, whatever you need. If you need to lay on my lap and cry, if you need me to hold you while you cry, if you want to talk it out, like, people that say shit like that to people, you push those people away. But then you want to go hang out with people that want to turn up and party and smoke and drink and do all that shit. Like, those are the people you would rather be around. I get it because you not ready to process that. You're not ready to accept, acknowledge, and change. You're not ready for that. Yeah, I get that. But when do we grow up? Like, that's why I be saying all the time, hold on. That's why I say in my lives and my videos, like, You are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic, right? You could be doing everything possible to be safe, right? And still fucking catch COVID. While I caught COVID and, I've been sick, I got a little cough that's like still sticking around. My mother caught COVID and she didn't have symptoms. Like COVID affects people differently. So maybe you catch COVID and it's really bad for you. And all of the things that you wanted to do and all of the shit that you want to say, the person that you was in love with, but you didn't have the courage to tell them that you love them, you will fucking hate not being able to say that. And I say that because I fucking hated not being able to talk to my ex-wife. But then I was just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make this live. And she'll see it. If she don't see it, the people around her see it. Her girlfriend, her wife will see it. I'm sure she'll feel some kind of way. I want people to feel some kind of way. I don't give a fuck. I just want you to feel some kind of way. I want you to know if you're watching right now, you are living beneath your fucking means. You're too intelligent, too smart, too creative, too your business acumen is off the Richter scale. So if you are just sitting around doing shit after having a business and being successful with me, you are wasting your fucking time. I said every time I have the opportunity to speak, I was going to say that. So there I said it. Anyways, if you are a parent and you are not loving on your fucking child in 2021, you are a fucking, hmm, you are a fucking waste of space, period. If you can't look at all of the news cycles of kids committing suicide, if you can't look at your fucking child and seeing that they hurting and put your differences a fucking side and love on your fucking child, someone else will do that. Someone else would do it. I know you probably don't want to hear that, but someone else would do it. So why not take the time to love the fucking thing that grew on the inside of you for 9, 8, 7, 10, however many fucking months you carried the baby? Why don't you love them? Why don't we try love? Love, communication, positivity, and healing. Like, why don't we try those things? Like, we tried drugs, we tried sex, we tried partying, we tried turning up, we tried everything else. But let's try healing. Like, let's let healing, love, and positivity be our answers for 2021, the rest of 2021 and beyond. Let's do that. Like when you're a child, like when you get mad, like if you're a parent or anybody, if you ever thought about this, right? If you have a bad day at work and then you come home and now you're talking to your significant other like they not shit or you're treating them like shit and it never dawned on you like they didn't do anything but say hi babe or I love you or ask you how your fucking day was and then you just fly off the handle, you need to heal. There's something that triggers you where you just want to come in and yell at, like that's the thing I'm talking about. It's like we get yelled at, so we're gonna have kids and then we're gonna fucking yell at them, and then they're gonna have kids and they're gonna fucking yell at them. But who's gonna break the yelling generational curse? Like who's gonna be like, you know what, fuck that. How is your day? Come here, let me give you a hug. Or not even come here, just give them a hug. Or leave them a little note in the morning. You're beautiful, you're intelligent, you're smart, whatever. You are loved. You are important. You are creative. You are intelligent. Never accept mediocre. Never accept below your means. Like, when do we share those things with people? Like, if you see somebody that you love self destructing and you don't say shit, like, what makes you not say shit? I know people be like, I say something, but then they gonna go back to them. But the fact that you said something to them in the back of their mind is going to stick there. So when they get into a situation, they're gonna get to that point where it's like, okay, this is my breaking point. I can't take no more. They're gonna find the courage from when you said what you said, they're gonna use that as fuel to get out of that situation. But if you never say nothing, if you know that people are doing fucked up shit and you just around them hanging out like, oh yeah, well they turning up and they buying drinks or they bringing them, you know, No, you should make a conscious decision 2021. I am going to live my fucking best life because at any moment, any fucking one, when I'm going to the grocery store, where I'm picking up my kids from daycare, wherever the fuck you are, you can catch COVID and it could take you down, like down. It could take you down at any time. Or maybe it doesn't even have to fucking be COVID. It could be any fucking thing. Any fucking thing can happen to you, and then you'll be left with shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Don't be left with shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Get that shit out right now. Like, can you imagine if we were to go into lockdown again? Did y'all know? Wait, hold on. Do y'all know that there is a new variant? Do you know that there was a new vaccine and now there's a new variant? Do you know that this fucking COVID is a really smart fucking virus? Do you know that? You know that there's like it mutates every time they think, and you're going to sit around and play games with your life. You're going to be in a relationship with somebody that you only have nostalgic memory. You're only with them because maybe you dated when y'all was younger and they made you feel so good. And then you think about, I was younger, so I had a fucked up childhood situation. And this person I was with, they just made me feel loved or they made me feel important. When you actually start thinking about that shit, they really didn't make you feel important. They just used you. You were a tool that they use to get over their fucked up situation. Like if you're in a situation with somebody and you just looking like, I fucking can't stand you, but you know you need to get your rent paid. Maybe you need to start you a home based business. Man, maybe you need to do that. Or if you just in a relationship because your friends think he or she is cute and you like, yeah, people like me, people, but you know at home when those doors is locked and you up in there, that motherfucker is a monster. If you living for your fucking family, if you doing shit to make your family good, it's a no. Not in 2021. You need to find the courage. I wish nothing but courage and love and positivity for you. I hope that you find the strength to be like, you know what, mom, you lived your fucking life. Let me live mine. If you grew up in a family where they was like Jesus, 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 but your mama is using your social security number to get we energies, or your daddy is using your social security number to get cars, and they doing all this devilment but still hollering Jesus, you should be living your fucking life. I'm gonna tell you right now, if your mother or your father or your siblings haven't loved you up until this very second, maybe they something will happen to them and they will change, but right now, don't give a fuck. If your mama don't love you, who fucking cares? I love you. You don't even know me. You're right. I don't, but I love you. I want the best for you. Sorry. See, that's what I say, Original Ray. Hi, Original Ray. Hi, D. If the last fucking thing that y'all ever hear me say is use your fucking words and love yourself, know yourself, trust yourself, and be yourself. And that's the last fucking thing you ever hear from Chelle's Closet. I hope that those words empower you to live your fucking life. That's what I hope. That's why I fucking say the shit that I say, because if no one ever never says it, if no one ever says, hey, I know you've been molested, but guess what? The shit ain't gonna go nowhere. It's never gonna go anywhere. You have to figure out how you're going to make it through life. I'm not gonna tell you to smoke it away. I'm not gonna tell you to drink it away. I'm gonna tell you to sit in it. Go back to that memory. I know it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard, but I'm going to tell you, when you go there and you sit and you own that fucking moment, you own it. You sit there and say, this shit happened to me, but you know what? I'm going to use this as fuel to start my fucking business. I'm going to use this as fuel to live the best life, to be the best fucking human being I can. It will fuel you. I said, I'm going to use the fact that my ex wife cheated on me with her ex girlfriend as fuel to live my best fucking life. I'm going to use that as confidence. I'm going to put that in my back and I'm going to use that. Whatever I see that I want to do, I am going to do it. I needed that. I was telling people I needed that to happen to me. I needed that to happen to me to wake me the fuck up. And I woke the fuck up. I literally said to my friend today, I said, so many things transpired between me and my wife before all this shit kicked off. And I was fighting. I fought so hard and I did so much. And that kind of for me was why I was kind of disappointed because I was like, damn, I was fighting hard. And then I said to myself when I was talking to my friend, or when I was talking to my friend, I said, I didn't even fight for her. I like it was like I knew when she looked me in my face and lied to me, I was like, damn, I mean shit to you. I mean shit. Like I'm thinking about all the shit we went through, we overcame, the shit that I was thinking about that. And you were thinking about your ex-girlfriend and how you really want this to work with her because you've been trying to be with her since you was 16. And you was thinking about how you wanted your mama to love you and you wanted your family to accept you for, and so you went with them. And I said to myself, okay, I acknowledge the fact that she left. I accept the fact that she left. And then I was like, what the fuck am I about to do? I'm about to ball the fuck out. Now I don't gotta worry about somebody like, oh, you gonna leave me for you, somebody gonna get into communication with you, they're gonna have a conversation with you, gonna leave me for them. You gonna leave me for her. You gonna leave me for him. It was always that. It's like, I'm not leaving you for anybody. D. That's exactly what it was. It was the greatest blessing that could have ever happened to me. The greatest one. And I'm laughing while I'm saying that because I was just like, I never would have thought that. You know, I never would have thought like the love of my life walked away from me for somebody that didn't think about them for ever. And then one day she's like, oh, I'm gay and I'm going to be with you. And then you didn't even think, like, you was just like, oh, let me go over here. Fuck you. But let me try to spare your feelings a little bit and say, "Oh, I'm gonna take myself over here." It's like, what in her mind made her think that that shit was gonna be cool? Like I wasn't gonna find out the truth. Like I wasn't gonna like. What makes people lie? That's what I be like. People be like, "You don't lie." No, I tell the fucking truth. I don't even care the consequences of me telling the fucking truth. I'm just gonna. I won't tell the fucking truth. If I haven't learned anything, being 41, I'm gonna tell you what I learned. Tell the fucking truth. I'm too old to be trying to remember lies. I'm too old to be. I'm definitely too old to be fighting. So I'm just gonna tell you the truth. And if you feel some kind of way and you want to fight me, I'm gonna look at you and be like, listen, I'm too old to be fighting. We could talk this shit out, or we don't never got to see each other ever again. I would prefer the talking it out, but if we don't never got to see each other ever again, I'm not about to be out here fighting nobody because people don't fight anymore. They just rather shoot. What the fuck you gonna shoot me? Because I say your shit ain't gonna work. It's not. I have a son. I call him my gay. He call himself my gay son, but I have a son, and I was telling him some real life truth. Like everybody wants to, tell me the truth. I want to know the truth. Be 100, be 100. And then when you be 100 with people, it's like their whole world just crashed. Like you literally see it in their eyes. It's like, I, I can't believe you would say some shit like that. I can't believe you told me to keep it 100. Don't tell me to keep it 100 if you don't want to hear what I'm going to say to you. Because listen, I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. And if you need to lay on my lap and cry or lay in my arms, if I need to hold you, I'm going to hold you and I'm going to make sure that you know that I'm there so you can process that shit. But you need to process that shit. And him and I have had several conversations, and the most recent one, he cussed me the fuck out. When I tell y'all he cussed me the fuck out, he cussed me the fuck out. Told me he'll never speak to me again. And I didn't get sad or anything because I know him. I know him. I was like, you just don't like to hear the truth. People don't like to hear the truth. They want to hear the truth. that you were looking for yes men. Like you probably right now got people in your corner like yes and like my ex-wife probably got people in her corner like, yeah, you did the good job by cheating on her. Or they probably don't even look at it like cheating, but we was still married when she celebrate. She left me on the 15th. She celebrated her anniversary on the 21st. I was still married. We were still legally married. So they probably celebrating the fact that she left me to be with her backwards. I don't know. But that shit ain't cool. You celebrating what? You celebrating people cheating? Like you're celebrating cheating. So then I would question you. Why are you around? Like what is your motives? Like people be talking about a lot. So many people be talking about me about red flags and I just be looking like I don't look for I don't look for shit like that. I'm one of those people that I walk in a situation where, I mean, no, I'm not saying that I don't think that shit will happen, but I go in it like, okay, I'm here and I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna give you 100%. But if you feel like, you want to be an asshole and do some fucked up shit, then I'm gonna just slide on back from you, and you gonna be out here doing whatever you do, and I'm gonna just be over here like, yeah, can't believe it. That's why it's still it stings a little bit, but in reality, it's just like, you know what? Shit happens. People have tough upbringings and they would rather deal with be a part of the family bullshit than to actually live and be happy. Like people who love drama. Like we are surviving a global fucking pandemic. We've all lost somebody or losing somebody or somebody's in a fucking hospital because of this fucking pandemic. And we gonna still be out here playing bullshit childhood, middle school, high school ass games. No, wake the fuck up. Life isn't as beautiful as you thought it was going to be. You could catch COVID and die. Somebody could rob you for your car because they don't have one or just because they trying to prove to somebody else. Like it's so much shit out here. Like somebody can blast your fucking information on social media and now people looking at you crazy. Like people was looking at me like you manipulator. I was like, if you fucking believe that, how do you anybody that know me like I'm sitting over here like I was silent. Like when I tell you I was silent, I wasn't gonna say shit. I wasn't gonna say shit. I was just like over here, like let me heal. I told y'all I'm over here, let me heal. Then I started seeing just reckless shit just being said, and then the family started getting involved. It was that shit for me. It was that is it. Woo, it was that shit for me. It was that shit for me. Like I told y'all where I come from. I come from a family where it's like we communicated about everything, but when that family started getting involved in shit, and I was just looking like, what the how the fuck is y'all involved? Y'all only know what she told y'all, and from what I'm understanding now, she was telling a bunch of lies, like just lying for no reason, and I was just looking like she told somebody she settled for me. And then I said, settled. And then I looked at what she left me to go back to. You settled, honey. Woo. I'm telling you, when you really start, when the blinders fall, like she will always be the love of my life. She will always, um, yeah. But when the blinders fall and you see the shit for what it was, like when I was like, you really didn't give a fuck about me. You just looked me in my face and fucking lied. But you went and been, you with this woman and then y'all celebrating like you weren't even married to me. Like I was a imaginary wife. Like I made all this shit up. Like for the last 5 years, I wasn't even married. I was just pretending and I was here. I was in the marriage. So I'm just sitting here like, damn, people really be out here like creating shit like it don't even happen and exist. And then families will cover that shit up because they broke it. They broke it and they fucking need to heal. I'm glad that my brothers have decided to go get therapy. I'm glad that we are able to talk about the shit that happened to them and they want to talk about it and be open and vulnerable with me. I'm glad that they do that. Not just because I know their business, because I don't give a fuck about that. It's because they have the opportunity to heal. And then whoever is with them have the opportunity to fucking heal. They have kids, so now they're not passing that shit on to their kids. They're breaking the generational curses and they're able to love their kids. They're able to freely have relationships with their kids. Not, oh, I'm the boss of you, so you're gonna do what I'm say type shit. No, it's genuine loving relationships. That's what I want. Genuine fucking loving relationships. I just realized that I think um I think I have a little bit more to um, acknowledge when it comes to my ex-wife. Um, I said what I said in the live, and I'm gonna still stand on it. She don't the people she's surrounded by people that don't give a fuck about her. She doesn't. That's not to say I want you to come running back to me. That's me saying I feel like you really need to heal. You need to take some time by just by yourself and heal and let shit go. Like if you really look at this situation, right? Now, I'm gonna talk to you, Larisha. Maybe you're not watching, but your wife is. I'm gonna talk to you. Um, if you really think about your situation with your oh, I know I'm not healed. Like healing isn't like a over like it's only been 12 months. I know I'm not healed. And you don't I'm not going to heal in 12 months, especially because this was years. I'm not going to heal in 12 months. But I just wanted to say this, right? If you actually look at the situation, right, between you and your ex girlfriend that you cheated on me with, right? If you actually look at the entire process of y'all being together, not being together, the situation that was between y'all, anyone who claims that they are the love of your life and they don't fight for you, that's the first thing you should question. That's number one. Number two, the second thing you should question is how you're able to say that she comes every time that your life is great. That should tell you something about her. If every time that your life is good, she comes, there's a reason why she comes. Number three, if someone can come and you've been in a relationship, now this isn't just for Larisha, this is for anybody. If you are in a relationship with someone and someone can come and sweep you off your feet and take you away and that causes you to cheat, you're not healed. You're not healed and there's some part of you that wasn't committed to the relationship that you are in, because if you are truly in love with somebody and you truly want to be with somebody, nothing that happens outside of you would matter. Nothing. Like I was in love with my ex-wife. I wasn't out here thinking about any man or woman or anybody. Period. I was so in love with her. I was so like I had blinders on. Like it was just me and her. Like we was against the world. But then I had to take those blinders off and was like, damn, here I am doing everything for you and you just out here cheating. Do you know how that made me feel? Like I'm doing every fucking thing. Like I doing every fucking thing so I don't get catch COVID and then I catch COVID. It's made me feel real shitty. Real shitty. And it only made me feel real shitty. Um no, I know I totally get that. I totally got it. I got it by talking to people like people who are just now finding like it's so crazy because people are just now finding out that we're not together and they was like, wait, what? But y'all was and I was like, yeah. And they was like, well, damn. So when she said, and I was like, she said what? I know she was lying. I know like there was lies between her family. I know there was lies between like her cousins. I know that there was lies between other people. It was made to seem like I was just really preying on her and I was doing all this. And I was like, That's strange because we was friends before anything. We were friends. Well, I let me say, I felt like we were friends. She said we were friends, but I felt like we were friends. And when I think about our friendship, it was like how all of this shit is able to happen is just like you got to stand up and tell these people the truth. But I know she's not ready for that yet. She's not in that space where she can stand up and tell the people the truth. She can stand up and say, you know what? I did a bunch of lying because I did some fucked up shit. Like, she not ready for that. One day, maybe she will be. But right now, she not ready for that. But I had to make sure I got that shit off of me. That was a part of my healing process. I have to get that shit off me. I have to let you know how I feel and what I was thinking. Cause you gonna keep calling me randomly talking about you want to give me closure. It's done been a whole year. You gonna have all these different things you want to tell me, but you're not gonna reach out to me as a woman. Like you said in your video that you reached out to me as a woman. You didn't. You never did. You never talked to me about this. All you said was, I'm going to move my stuff over here. You didn't tell me you was going to have a whole nother relationship. You didn't tell me your mama told you to make the decision that you made. You didn't tell me that. I found that out by watching your YouTube. I don't watch it regularly. I watched it when you first left because I was trying to figure out, like, how do you tell me that YouTube is too big of a commitment for you? But then you go start a whole YouTube with a new person. And then you don't even think like she wasn't even on YouTube before us, but then she watched us on YouTube and then she come out the closet and then now y'all got a YouTube. Like, do you not like think? And then the funny thing is that the woman that my ex-wife was with calls me the delusional one. How do I get called delusional when she cheated on me with you? I'm not fighting for her to come back. I'm just thinking like y'all really out here thinking like this shit gonna work for y'all and y'all built it on quicksand. You know, you if you know quicksand, shit don't work when it's built on quicksand. Like had y'all just been like had you waited till she got a divorce or something like that, but it's not good. It's not going to work. Like we're not telling our friends, we're not telling people that. We're not being fucking honest. Like I felt like Barbara, my ex-wife's mom, should have told her after she just experienced a fucking divorce. She should have told her like you need some time to heal. Like baby, you going through a lot. You need some time to heal. Or maybe I should stop saying healing. Maybe I should say you need some time to process the things that you have been through. Because you know, when people of color they hear healed, they feel like there's something wrong with them. But if people of color actually be honest, there is a lot of shit wrong with us. Notice I said us, I didn't exclude myself. There's a lot of shit wrong with us. We just don't like for people to recognize that there's shit wrong with us. I don't give a fuck if you see something wrong with me, hit me on any one of the social medias. My information is in tell me. Like D just asked if I know I'm not fucking healed. I am just now at the point I am just now at the point where I have actually acknowledged and accept that my ex-wife cheated on me with her ex-girlfriend. I'm just now at that point. I'm just now at the point where I'm processing all of the other shit that came along with that. The lies, the manipulations, all all of the videos, all of the clapbacks, all of the disrespect, all of everything. I'm just now processing all of that shit right now. It took me a minute to get there because like I was saying, like I couldn't believe it was actually fucking happening. Like I literally thought I meant more to her than I actually clearly did. So that was me. I'm owning that. I'm owning the fact that I thought that I meant more than I actually did. I'm owning that. See, I told y'all I was an adult and I can hold myself accountable for shit like that. I'm owning that. I literally thought I meant more. Especially when you got on your knee and was like, hey, would you marry me? And then I just, hey, I was the asshole for thinking I was meant more. But the last thing I'm gonna do is be in love with you and watch you self destruct. And right now, she's definitely self destructing. And the people around her definitely don't give a fuck. Her mama, Barbara, don't give a fuck. None of them give a fuck. They just care about themselves. They're just happy that she's not with me. What I did to her or to them, I don't even fucking know. They didn't do anything for me. Help me pay a bill, didn't do shit for me. I pretty much y'all didn't do shit for me. But what I did to y'all to make y'all want her away from me so bad, I don't know. Maybe it was I was telling her she needs to heal from the shit that happened in her childhood. Maybe, that ruffled a couple of feathers in the family. I don't know. But I do know this. Larisha needs to take some time to process where she is in her life. On Monday, it'll make 4 months that I've been divorced. It's so crazy because now I smile when I say that it'll be 4 months. But it'll be 4 months on Monday since we've actually been divorced. And I was married to her for 5 years. So I'm not healed with an ED and past tense. I am healing. Yes, I am. I realized more after I did that live how closer I am to being healed after I did that live. When I tell y'all the way I slept after that, oh, that was some of the best sleep I had in 3 weeks. I slept really good. If you just really if you just leave a relationship and you don't take time to process, if you just leave a job and you don't take time to process, if you just leave school, if whatever situation, if you leave one thing and you don't take the proper time, I don't know what the proper time is, but if you don't take time to process this before you move into this is going to overshadow this. Don't believe me? I'm pretty sure you could look at any situation in your life and think like, damn, I should have took some time. Guaranteed you could look at any situation. You can say, oh, I left this job and went over here. But if I would have paid attention and just processed, I could have got something better. I could have started my own business. Something different could have happened. Oh, see, I know that she's thinking about the decision that she made. Like that's why I was like, why couldn't you just be like, damn, you know what? I want to go over here and explore with my ex. I would have been like, okay, cool. And the funny thing that you say that, D, is because she sent me a text message. That's what I'm saying. Like she doesn't really give a fuck about me. I'm saying that. And maybe you do, Larisha. You just don't have the courage to stand up on your 10 toes, stand 10 toes down and say it. But I mean, you could prove me wrong. But I really don't think that she gave a fuck about me because she texted me from a non text plus or like one of those internet numbers. And she said exactly that. The grass ain't greener on the other side, is what she said. She also texted me a bunch of other stuff like, "Oh, I am easily influenced by other people's opinions. I didn't know that before, but I see it now." Like she texted me a whole bunch of shit. And I'm just sitting here like, "Why do I get these private number texts or these random number texts? Like, you know where I live, you know where I be, you have my fucking number. Why don't you just call me? Why don't you just pop up over here?" Well, don't do that now because I have COVID and given the situation, I don't want you to have COVID. But like, why don't you just be an adult? Like she was on, oh, you know what? Maybe the next time I go live, I'm gonna play the video. She was on live talking about, oh, I went to her woman to woman. I'm just sitting here like, no, the fuck you didn't. You didn't go to me woman to woman. Every time you talked to me, it was, oh, meet me here so we can sign these divorce papers. And me being the smart, intelligent person that I am, I never gave you the papers. I never did. I was in the presence, but I never gave you the papers. I never saw you. I never exchanged anything with you. It was always a third party. So that there was somebody else. So it'd be like, oh, if some shit went down, like where your girlfriend was on the live or on y'all video talking about I was standing in front of y'all car just looking at y'all. It wasn't none of that. I didn't even, girl, I only know what you look like from y'all YouTube. I only know about you because Larisha told me. That's it. That's all I know. And the crazy thing is everything that Larisha said about you is exactly what's happening right now. So I'm not feeling too bad because everything. It's like, and this is from her knowing you previously. So if that was like 14, 15, 16, and here you are like 33, 32, you one of those ages, and you're still doing the same shit from then, what the fuck am I gonna be worried about? You're still doing high school shit. And that's no disrespect. That's real life. Like you're still doing high school shit. No, she haven't said shit. She hasn't said shit to me other than let's meet here to sign the divorce papers. This is what I'm saying. I got blocked on everything. So it wasn't like we had a real conversation. We never had a real conversation. Actually, the realest shit that she ever said to me was this last time when she texted me. That was the realest shit she ever said to me. She said, "Oh, well, I know." Give me a minute. I'm gonna go to the text. I saved it because when her girlfriend said, or her wife, let me not disrespect her. I don't no disrespect. I don't mean no disrespect. When her wife said, "This is Larisha's wife," I'm gonna say this one time, honey. Your wife is texting me. Hold on, y'all. Y'all see Hold on. Wait, y'all can't see. Hold on. I'm scrolling. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Hold on. I'm gonna get to it. Let me show y'all. Do y'all see this? So when I say I have a whole I have a whole conversation, she texted me back in July, on July the 7th. We were supposed to meet for lunch. You probably like you was gonna meet her for lunch. Yes, I was gonna meet her for lunch because I had to hear like, this story intrigued me so much. I had to hear how you left me on September 15th and you celebrate your anniversary with her on September the 21st. How did it happen? When did she come? Like when did y'all decide that this is gonna happen? Like how did it was who created the tell her you gonna move yourself to a photography bit? Like who thought about that? Like I wanted to know that because in my mind, like when she said it, I was just like, oh, okay. That's why it's so crazy for me because I was so calm when she was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna take myself over to the photography building. I was like, oh, okay. Um She says, you know, I say, who is this? You know who this is. I didn't mean to hurt you at all. I just didn't know how to go about things. You and the content on YouTube about you wasn't my idea. What? So I'm just like, I don't know who this is because again, y'all, do y'all see that number? That's a random number. I don't know who that number is. Everybody knows what happened between me and her. It wasn't no secret because she did a whole little diddly do on YouTube. I mean on Facebook. Everybody know. Her family know. And if y'all know her family, that she part of the Eubanks family from Milwaukee. Her brother is Curtis Eubanks. He be singing all across the world, all the country, praising Jesus. That's her brother. That's them. She says, look, Chelle, it's okay. I know you're still hurt behind this. You don't have to act like everything's okay when you and I both know it's not. So I'm saying I'm getting these kind of texts from random numbers, but you know where I live, you know where I'm at, you know that you was the one that fucked up the situation. But I'm guessing anyways. I said, so you sat there while your girlfriend, wife, fiance, whoever she is, your boo, you sat there while your boo and her friend said all manner of disrespectful shit about me. You sat there right next to them while they was talking, while they were lying, lies, all of the shit. If y'all watch the video, if y'all know them, if y'all know their channel or whatever, fucking lies. You sat there. You sat there while they did what they did. You sat around while your parent, your mom, and your brothers and sisters did all that lying. You sat there and you didn't say anything on my behalf, knowing the shit that we went through, and you didn't say shit. Is that for me. You see how that changed? My spirit changed. It's that for me. You allowed disrespect to happen. I don't give a fuck that you left me, you cheated on me with your ex-girlfriend. I don't give a fuck about that. It's the disrespect that you are allowing. You have allowed. And then I come here and I tell y'all, like, hey, listen, I love you enough to tell you that you living beneath your means. That's just how much fucking love I fucking have for you. Cause I could be sitting over here like everybody else, like, this shit is good. This shit is good. We have a whole bunch of messages again because she was supposed to come and meet me for lunch. And I even asked her, I said, is your boo coming? Because I'm not going to meet you. I'm not one to break up happy homes. I don't do that. I don't do that cheating shit. Hello, Barbara, Shirley. I'm not none of that. I'm not no cleanup woman. I'm not none of that shit. Is your boo coming? Because I feel like she needs to be a part of this conversation. You trying to give me closure. I feel like she needs to be there. Why would she come? Is what she said. She said, do y'all can y'all see that? She said, I'm kind of in a position that I'm not sure about anymore. I don't think I'm ready to be married to her. To be real, I've been thinking about us and all the good times and the trips and stuff that we had. You did all that with me. You looked me in my face and lied to me. You left me. Then you left me on the 15th. I keep saying that because I want y'all to see how fast people move. You left me on September the 15th. You spent the entire weekend with me and woke up. Like, you already knew, like, this is what I'm saying. She already knew what the fuck she was going to do. So it's like premeditated cheating. I don't know. But she already knew what the fuck she was going to do. So she woke up, was like, spent the entire fucking day with me, y'all. Like, we ate, we laughed, spent the entire fucking day with me. And then when it was like 5:30, 6 o'clock, she's like, oh, I'm about to take my stuff over to this building. Girl, you wasted all that fucking time. You could have been gone when you came back from Florida. You could have been gone. It's that for me. It's like, damn, you actually created a fucking plan. You actually planned all this shit out. And then I'm moved myself to a photography building and then left and then blocked me on everything and left. And then I just happened to see you on Snapchat with your ex-girlfriend. Listen, I just was sitting here like, that's so weird. D, this is what I'm saying. Like, if you are already done, why doesn't your adult fucking mind tell you to say, I'm done, or I'm leaving, or just fucking leave? You don't even have to say shit. It's the fact that she created a whole fucking plan. And then, like, I wouldn't, like I'm not smart enough to be like, okay, so you moving yourself to a building, but you never called, you never came back. Like, you didn't think about what I was gonna say when you didn't come back or you didn't call. And then I immediately, when I tell y'all, she immediately, you know what, D, I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. You don't spare people feelings. You, in your mind, you probably think like, oh, I'm gonna spare your feelings, but you're not really sparing my feelings. You actually thinking about your fucking self. You actually fucking being selfish because you're trying to spare my feelings. You're actually trying to do that so you could feel less shitty when the shit hit the fan. Because if you really want to spare my feelings, you really would have just been like, hey, this ain't working, I'm leaving. Or I'm leaving, or just left. You could have did any of that, but you created a whole fucking scenario. You created a whole bunch of things. So anybody talking about, oh, I was trying to spare your feelings, I told a lot to spare your feelings. No, you doing that shit so that you will have a semi shitty conscience. That's what you're doing it for. We gonna talk about it. We gonna talk about it. I'm breaking the silence. That's what the fuck you doing it for. Because if you really cared about my fucking feelings, you would have been like, hey, my ex came back. I really want to make it work with her. And I know I'm married to you. So I'm gonna get a divorce from you and we gonna do that. It wouldn't have been, I'm gonna go move on with my ex. Let me create this story about Chelle. Let me tell everybody I was unhappy when they could fucking see you on the YouTube. Everybody knew us. Everybody that was hanging around us know what the fuck it is. But now you over here making all these lies, talking about I'm girl, you could have just fucking left. You could have just fucking left. That's why I'm saying. This is why I'm here, because I wanted to say this to you. If you are a fucking adult, you don't even gotta fucking be an adult. If you are a fucking human being and you are in a situation that you no longer want to be in, don't fucking go cheat. Just look at that person and have the human decency to be like, hey, this not working. I have to go over here. You can even use the fucking I need to heal. You can do that. Just do that. That will make that person just think like, okay, you're not as shitty as I thought you was. At least you gonna go heal. We already know people ain't fucking out here healing. She left me on the 15th. She was in a whole fucking relationship celebrating her anniversary on the 21st. 15 to the 21st. Y'all do the math. That's how fast she moved on. Been with her September the 21st this month. Will make a whole year they've been together. One whole year. And you just reach out to me like, oh, I don't know. I made a bad decision. I thought the grass is greener on the other side. I know. Like, if you take, that's what I'm saying. If you take a moment to just think about shit, like, I could have worked through that. I could have worked. I could have worked through that. Like, okay, when did she come back? When did she come back? What did she say to you? Like, how did she get you to the point where it was like, we was married for 5 fucking years or you just dropped everything? But then that's the only reason why I watched two of their YouTube videos way back in the beginning of this. And the first one, she was like, I was going through so much mentally, and I asked my mother, and my mother told me to make this decision. And I was just like, oh, Barbara, I'm gonna tell y'all exactly what I said. I said, Barbara, I'm on your ass. I'm Barbara. Yes, you on my list now. I don't be putting people on the list because when you be growing and you be doing positive shit in your life, you won't be putting people on the list. You put people that do shitty things to you, you put them on the list. But Barbara made my list. Barbara made my list. And then you know what happened? Barbara made my list. But then I said to myself, Barbara has shit that Barbara been through too. And I see this is the thing that happens to me because I start to understand people and the fucking places that they in. And I was like, you know what? I can't blame Barbara. I could, but that'd be a waste of time because it wasn't Barbara that cheated on me. It was my ex. But had Barbara did what she needed to do as a parent, then, so Barbara, you get a pass this time. I'm giving you a pass. Sorta, kinda. We gonna let Jesus handle that. Jesus gonna work all of that shit out. You already know how I feel about Jesus, but But Barbara definitely was on my list because I said, I can't believe that everything that you just experienced, Barbara, you would tell your daughter to make a decision like that. Now, that's when I had to say to myself, I don't even know if she's telling the truth to YouTube. I don't even know. So then I apologize. I didn't apologize to Barbara directly because I didn't talk to Barbara. I said, you know what? I can't even do Barbara like that because maybe Barbara didn't know the fullness of the story, but Barbara did because Barbara came and sat on my couch and asked me for a divorce for her daughter. The whole shit weirded me out, and I was just like, I'm gonna leave them alone. I'm gonna leave them alone. Let them go ahead and do what they do. Y'all do y'all. I'm gonna be over here doing me. But then the videos and the lies and all that shit, and I just was like, why can't people just leave well enough alone? Why can't you just leave well enough alone? I I'm just over here just like, damn, my wife just left me for an ex-girlfriend. Then I'm just sitting over here just chilling. Like I'm telling you I was chilling. I was like, oh, I ain't gotta say shit because you left. But then it's like lie after lie after lie. It's like, where the fuck is all these lies coming from? And I felt compelled. I'll never be feeling compelled to say something, but I felt compelled to say something. And I was just like, you know what? I'm sick of y'all shit. I'm sick of yo shit, Barbara shit. I'm sick of Curtis Eubanks shit, LaQuisha Eubanks shit. I'm sick of the Eubanks shit. I'm just sick of it. And I had to calm down because that's not me. But it is me because it's clearly. And I had to calm down. And I was just like, you know what? I wish I wasn't one of those people that, like, I wish I could just really not give a fuck. When I be saying I don't give a fuck, I really don't give a fuck, but I give a fuck. Like, I really was just like, some people just, they just don't get it. Like, they live in a false reality, like an alternative reality. Like, Jesus is gonna be the end all be all. You could do all manner of shit to anybody on this planet, but Jesus is gonna protect you from getting karma, or he gonna protect you from shit happening to you because you serve him. Clearly, Jesus is on vacation or something, because millions of people is catching COVID and dying. That's what I'm saying, Ray. That's all I'm saying. Like, you could have just told me the truth. Like, I don't give a fuck how much you don't give a fuck about me. You could have just told me the truth. That's all I'm saying. She could have just told me the truth. And that's all I'm saying. Now she's in a new relationship with her ex-girlfriend. They're engaged, married. I don't know what the fuck they is. I just hope that you found the courage to tell her the truth. I hope that y'all find the courage to tell each other the truth. I hope that there's so much fucking truth. I hope that you look at Barbara and tell her the fucking truth for how you really feel about her, Curtis, Quisha. I hope that you tell your entire fucking family. I hope there's truth in the family. Like, I hope there's one big healing that take place out of all of this. I just hope that's what it is. I hope that it just, you not, you didn't just leave me only to continue the same shit that you was doing since you was 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 30, whatever you are. I hope that you didn't just do that, because that would make no fucking sense. It's like me getting cheated on, and then I go get somebody just like her after surviving fucking, or while surviving fucking COVID. No, if I'm going to be with somebody, I'm going to be with somebody that I feel that I deserve. Like, I deserve to be with somebody who's going to love me and tell me the truth and be open and honest and vulnerable and communicate with me. That's what I deserve. How can you say you deserve that? Because I feel every fucking body deserves that. Somebody that loves them, be open with them, and tell them the fucking truth. That's what I feel. Only way we can get to that is we break the silence of being afraid to be vulnerable, breaking the silence of somebody knowing about our business. Who gives a fuck? Y'all know I've been molested. I don't care. You can't use that against me. People can only use shit against you and make you feel guilty because that's, you're not, it's something on here in here. It's something in here that you haven't really accepted or knowledge. There's nothing you could tell me about my fucking life that'll make me feel bad. Shit, I'm 41. I survived all that shit. I am currently right now surviving COVID. I'm not making light of it. I'm just saying I am surviving it. I didn't think 2 weeks ago that I would survive it. I'm just being 100% honest with y'all. 2 weeks ago, I was not. Ooh. But today, I'm more optimistic. I'm a lot more optimistic. I'm just here because I want you to tell the fucking truth. Tell the truth. That's why I say use your fucking words. If you don't want to be in a relationship, you don't want to work at the fucking job, you don't feel like your parents love you, you don't feel like you being a good parent, you parents, apologize. Shit. Let your kids know that adults make mistakes too. Shit. That's all I'm saying. Like, I could have, listen, that's why I said, um, that's why I said the moment I'm able to sit up in the fucking chair, this is the sixth time in 3 weeks I've been able to sit up in the fucking chair. And you probably like, you fucking counting them. You damn right I'm fucking counting them, because I was laying in that fucking bed and I didn't even know if I was gonna fucking get up out that bed. It was the worst fucking feeling ever. And I said, if I can open my fucking mouth, if I get the opportunity to fucking speak, I'm going to say what the fuck I need to say. And I don't care how you fucking feel about it. If you haven't realized you have been hurt, you have been lied to, you have been talked about, you have been mistreated, you have been happy, you have been sad, you have been through the gambit of fucking emotions. You are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. You should be living your fucking best life right now. You should be loving who the fuck you want to love. You should be doing what the fuck you want to do, because you are not promised fuck tomorrow. You are not promised the rest of tonight. You could die tonight. I could die tonight. But guess what? Y'all will be able to go back to these videos and replay them and hear me say, use your fucking words. Love yourself. Know yourself. Trust yourself. And be your fucking self. If your mother haven't loved you, if you are 18, 19, 20, 25 and above, if your mother haven't fucking loved you yet, this is what I want you to do. Love your fucking mother. Love the fuck out of her. But don't look for her approval, because you will never fucking get it. Until your mother heals from the shit that she went through, she will never fucking get it. Hi, Pierre. I was kind of actually missing you too, which is crazy. I knew that you would come eventually. Eventually. But like I was saying, you have to live for yourself. You have to love yourself. If no one ever fucking loves you, you have to love yourself. That's what we should be teaching people. Self-love, confidence. We should be teaching each other that, sharing those sentiments with each other. It's not about someone else loving you all the time. I get it. I know we are human beings. We want somebody else to love us, but you really need to love your fucking self. You have to love yourself. You have to believe in yourself, because you are the only person that can make shit happen for you. Yes, other people can do things to help you get along, but it starts with you. It starts with you believing and knowing that you can accomplish that shit, and then it'll happen. And I'm saying this to somebody who was like, I'm going to score a documentary one day. And I fucking scored a documentary during a global fucking pandemic. I did that. And it's still currently streaming on HBO Max. It's called Growing Up Milwaukee, if you want to check that out. And you got HBO Max, it's still there, still streaming. It's a whole year later. A whole year later, it's still streaming. But that's what I'm just saying. Like, I figure if all the shit that I've been through in life, all the shit that I am overcoming, I'm healing from, if I can do it, you can fucking do it. I'm going to help you remove all the excuses as to why. Well, I don't. Listen, I fucking believe that you can accomplish it. This is why I said, I believe that my ex-wife will one day find the courage to stand up against her family, to stand up against everything, and just be her fucking self. Yes, Ray, I scored a documentary. It's called Growing Up Milwaukee. I'm going to tell y'all. Let me tell y'all how it happened, right? 6 years before 2020. 6 years before 2020, one of the senators here, I don't even know how I got in touch with the senator. I don't even remember it. I don't even remember how I got in touch with her, but somebody connected me, and we got connected, and she was like, you know what? You should meet the director of the documentary. You should meet Miss Warlaw. And I met Miss Warlaw. We talked. 6 years went by. She was like, you know what? I'm working on a project, and I'm gonna reach out to you when it's done. And I was like, okay. 6 years went by. 6 of them. I didn't really think anything of it. I'm just like, I'm gonna go ahead and just, I'm gonna still score a documentary. So then we bumped into, me and the director bumped into each other at a whole nother event. And she was like, Shell. And I was like, hey, Miss Barlow. And she was like, you still doing music? I was like, yeah. She's like, well, I'm wrapping up my documentary. I want you to do the music. And I was like, what? And I'm just thinking like, okay, I'm gonna do a documentary. I didn't think, I'm gonna tell y'all what else happened. I didn't think. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna do this documentary. So I did the documentary. I scored it. Talked to all these big people, like from Hollywood. All these people that do like major stuff, that like major motion pictures. And they were like, well, how long have you been doing it? And I was like, well, this is the first time I ever did it. And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. I just knew that I could do it if I had the opportunity. What? And I was like, well, what software are you using? I was like, I use this one, and I figured out all day. It was like, holy shit. And then it was just, giving me accolades. And, I wasn't the person to be like, oh yeah, at the time. But now I'm just like, oh yeah, come on, give it on. Anyway, so then that happened and it got all complete. And it was like, it was time to promo or whatever. And then it premiered at the African American Film Festival. Then it was in 5 more film festivals. And then she called me like February, like, hey, we going to HBO Max. And I was like, who going to HBO Max? And she was like, the documentary is going to HBO Max. And I was like, wait, hold on, wait. You mean like HBO Max, like actually? Yeah. And I was like, holy shit. And then it was only supposed to be there for Black History Month. But again, it's still streaming on HBO Max. So I'm just sitting here like, I did all of that during a global fucking pandemic. Like, we were in the house, like we were in here. You couldn't, go outside. I did all of that. I scored that right here in this area you see right here. Right here, I did that. So if I can do that, Pierre, clearly you haven't paid attention to my lives. Clearly you haven't watched any one of my videos to know that I haven't been through. Clearly you don't even know that I'm currently surviving sorry y'all, COVID. But right, don't mind Pierre. Pierre just comes here. Pierre is a troll who loves me. So he comes and he talks to me every now and again. Right, Pierre? Pierre wanted me to be a sister wife a couple of weeks ago. He asked me to be a sister wife. He asked me to be a Hebrew, convert to Hebrew Israelitism, whatever it is, Pierre. And he asked me to be a sister wife. And I was like, it's a no. It's a no. So Pierre gonna come and he gonna talk shit. This is what, is to be expected from people, especially people with no face on their thing. Anyways, so when I say that you can accomplish whatever you set out to do, you can. And you probably be like, it's a lot you took and you had money and did. No, I just used the shit that I already had. Then I tell y'all he was going, hi, Pierre. Um, I use the shit that I already have access to. Like the other shit that I have coming out. Like I was just sitting here, like I've been saying to myself since my ex-wife left me for her ex-girlfriend, who is not her current wife. Whatever. But I was like, I want to have 7 streams of passive income. 7. And I keep looking over here because I'm looking at my whiteboard. It makes me smile when I look at it because I have 7 things on my whiteboard, right? And I was sitting here last Sunday and I was like, holy shit, I could do this. And then I said the thing that I could do. And then while I said that, it was like I already have the program. I already have the affirmations that I want to do. So I'm gonna do a positive affirmation coloring book. And you're probably like, who's gonna buy that? Have you seen Amazon? Pierre, you've been here for how many weeks? And I've said this almost every week that you've been here. That's so crazy. I don't believe in Jesus either. Clearly, you don't pay attention. You're just here to be an asshole. And I welcome your assholeness because I be needing to laugh every now and again. I haven't really laughed as much in 3 weeks. But I'm doing a positive affirmation coloring book for adults. And I'm going to be releasing that shortly. I already released some other stuff. It's just so many different things. That's what I'm saying. If I can do it, you can do it. If I can overcome all of the shit that I've overcome to be living my best fucking life, um, clearly, Pierre, you like, are you just like, clearly, I've said it multiple times. I actually just concluded why she left. She left because she's an adult and she could do that. Original rate. It's not as hard as people make it seem to be. It's actually pretty easy. You just have to be willing to put in the work. And most people don't want to put in work, but that's all you have to do is put in the work. And I definitely put the work in during a global fucking pandemic. Actually, I had to add another I had to add or create another service for my business because I didn't even think to add this service, but I had to add another service to my business, and I've been sick for 3 weeks. And during my 3 weeks of being sick, I added this other service, and I was just like, I've seen some great progress from adding the other service. So I'm like, clearly, Pierre, um, maybe you lack the ability to comprehend what is being said or what is being spoken. Um, I'm gay. I am so in love with women. I love. Mm, we ain't gonna talk about that right now. But yeah, I'm so in love with women, not multiple women. I'm not in love with any woman right now. I'm just well, Larisha will always be the love of my life, but Pierre, you ain't gonna bust a grape. Sit down. Don't let your fingers get you too. You might get blocked because somebody up in here will block you. And I kind of like when you be around because you be giving me a good laugh every time I see Hebrew Israelite. Anyways, high December weather. Um, I said, Pierre, I tried to save you. Somebody in this room will block you. Somebody. Oh, I see you got blocked. I mean, hey, D, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm happy to be in a place where I could be um first off, let me just say this. I'm happy that I could sit up in a fucking chair and I could talk without violently coughing. I am happy that I have accomplished everything that I ever set out to do. I am applying my bachelor's degree. Oh, I do have a degree in case y'all didn't know that. I do have a bachelor's degree. I was supposed to go to graduate school. I am going to go. Let me change that. I am going to go to graduate school for entertainment law. It's just a lot. It's this last year of my life has been a lot. And then I fucking caught COVID. Caught it. Caught it. I was expressing to my family, my brothers. I don't have sisters. I wish I had sisters, but I don't. I just have brothers, and they definitely they definitely keep me on my toes. I'm gonna tell y'all that they definitely keep me on my toes. But I was telling my brothers, I was like, I've been sick before. Like I had kidney stones. Ooh, I thought kidney stones was the worst. I literally thought kidney stones was the worst. No, COVID has knocked kidney stones out of there. And I'm saying that because it's a global fucking pandemic and I've lost a couple of people to COVID. And the fact that I am here and I am breathing and I am okay and I can sit in this chair and fucking talk to y'all after 2 weeks of like not even knowing what the fuck my life was gonna be like. I wouldn't trade the ability to sit in the fucking chair and talk to y'all for shit. But COVID is the fucking worst. It's the fucking worst. I'm just gonna tell y'all that. Um, like I was like, people was asking me how I felt today. I was like, shit, I felt so good when I told my ex-wife what I needed to say. And then I've been watching like a lot of people's YouTubes and just videos of people who have COVID, and some people like, yeah, you think like you are getting better and then something else hits you. And I was like, well, I thought I was doing good. Like, I'm not as bad as I was 2 weeks ago, but this cough that I have, it worried me. And then today I was coughing up brown stuff and I was like, oh shit. And then they gave me an inhaler. Like they gave you a bunch of medicine. And then I realized that I'm allergic to Tylenol. So it's been a lot for me. But I still am here to tell you to love your fucking self, to spread positivity. And I said I was going to say heal, but I know that triggers a lot of people. So I'm going to say take the time necessary to process the shit that you have been through your life. Take that time and understand that you are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic. And if you are not happy with your life, if you are not happy with the person you are with, if you are not happy with your job, if you are not happy with your religion, if you are not happy with yourself, take the time to find yourself. Not who your parents want you to be, your siblings feel like you should be, not who your family name. Fuck all that. Just sit in a room and write down on a piece of paper or type it in your phone. Who are you? What do you love? What don't you love? Like, what are your likes and dislikes? Who do you like? Why do you like them? Like, figure that shit out. Like, if you haven't figured out that this global fucking pandemic has given us the opportunity to just really find our fucking selves, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know. Like, I really found my fucking self laying in a bed. Like, when I was talking to my brothers earlier, I was like, what the fuck was I doing that I wasn't resting? Like, I would sleep for like 20 minutes and I thought I was resting. Oh. Like I told my brother I was going a little stir crazy because I was like, I haven't seen anybody like physically seen. Like I haven't physically seen my ex-wife since she left September 15th, 2020. And this is from being with her for 5 years. I haven't seen her in a whole year. Like physically laid eyes on her in a whole year. That's so weird for me. Just weird. But I haven't just sat still. And when you actually think about it, it's like, what the fuck was I doing that I haven't sat still? Like I keep telling them people like I just laid in my bed. I literally lay in my bed now and just look at my fucking ceiling fan. Like, why haven't I ever laid and looked at the ceiling? And I'm looking at the ceiling and I'm just looking at all the different streams of income and I'm looking at my business. And I'm looking at all the things that I want to do. And I'm just looking like, and then when I caught COVID, I was like, okay, I told everybody I loved them. I talked to them, did all of that things. Not like I was dying, but it's shit. It felt like I was. Um, and I was like, who didn't I speak to? And I was like, damn, I didn't speak to her. And I was like, well, how the fuck am I going to speak to her if I'm blocked on everything and I don't have her number? So I don't. And I was like, well, why did I come to YouTube? Y'all help me get divorced. Y'all help me get divorced. I was like, you know what? I'm coming to YouTube and I'm gonna leave it here. And Larisha, if you're watching, you are living beneath your means. I know you did some fucked up shit to me. That was real fucked up to leave me for your ex girlfriend. That was fucked up. I know you thought the grass is gonna be greener. Hey, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I wish y'all the best of luck. I hope that it works. I do. I really hope. I just want you to be happy. That's it. Happy with yourself, not happy for your mother, because clearly Barbara doesn't care. Barbara doesn't care. Not for your siblings, because clearly they don't care. Like that's why I be thinking like people be living for their family members, and then your family members really don't give a fuck about you, and you know that they don't give a fuck about you, but you're just trying to live for them because you feel like their approval will make you be okay. When in reality, only approval you need is yourself. Like I remember a time where people would like want to want to have their own look. There was a sense of individuality. Now it's like everybody want to look the same. Everybody want to dress the same. Everybody just want to be alike. Like everybody want to fit in. I don't give a fuck about fitting in. Do y'all? I don't care. I, when I tell y'all two things that help me like breathe easily, even though I have fucking COVID, is the word fuck and it is what it is. If you ever just get in a situation and be like, it is what it is, I tell you, you're going to feel a calm, a peace, a sense of, I don't even know. It just makes me feel so much better when I say it is what it is. I said everything I needed to say. I hope that I encouraged you to fucking live. Fucking live. I was really like, I am so excited to go to Mimi's birthday party. I was really looking forward to it. Like people were asking like, "Hey, are you going?" I was like, "No, I have COVID." I really wanted to go though. Like I really wanted to travel. I had so many things planned. And people was like, "Oh, once you take the test, you get negative, you can still go." And I'm just like, "Mm-mm. COVID is the worst thing, the worst feeling ever. I don't ever want to feel like that again. So I'm gonna just chill around the house, hang out up in here. I'm gonna work on my different things that I'm working on right now, and I'm gonna just chill." And I say, you know what? Who knows? I probably do end up in Texas at the end of the month. Who knows? Every taking all the proper precautions, but then I was like, nah, cause see, some people don't care. Some people don't care. Like I was thinking, like people be going to work, people be going to the grocery stores, gas stations, clothing stores, coughing all over. I was watching some of my old videos on my YouTube, and I remembered I had went to a networking event, right? And the lady, this is when COVID, like this is like when before they shut us down for COVID. I went to a networking event and a lady sneezed. Oh, she sneezed on me. Like she sneezed on me. She sneezed on the push button things. Mm. It took everything I had in me not to cuss that lady out or just, because your reflexes just be like, bitch, did you just sneeze on me? She did. She sneezed all on, and it was like sneeze. You know how you see the sneeze and you see the stuff come out the person's mouth. It was one of those sneezes. See, that's why I just be thinking like, man, I let so much shit slide in my life where now it's like, oh shit. I had some people say some shit to me, and then I said something back to them, and they looked at me like, oh no, so I'm sorry. You thought you were getting, you know, Shell 3.0. It's Shell 4.1 now. I'm not letting shit slide, and I'm surviving COVID. Fuck that. You ain't gonna talk to me any kind of way because you need to process the shit that you've been through in your life. Y'all notice I'm not saying healed anymore because I don't want to trigger anybody. But just because you need to process some shit in your life and somebody made you mad, don't you be over here trying to take that shit out on me. No, we gonna walk through this together. That's what I'm telling everybody around me. You got some shit you need to get up off your chest. That's what Shell's closet is for. That's what my house is for. But it's COVID. So you have to FaceTime me or email me or something. But I just want people to do better. And the only way that you could do better is to know that you deserve better. And maybe no one told you that you deserve better. My birthday is June 26th. I'm a Cancer if you're trying to figure that out. Yeah, I'm a Cancer. I'm an empathic Cancer. Or I didn't understand what that means until, therapy. And the crazy thing is like I had two forms of therapy, but the greatest therapy that worked for me was the EDMR. E EDMR, EMDR. I don't know, but it has the little lights where it goes back and forth. That was the greatest thing. See, I knew I liked you, right? I Anybody that's born in June, I don't care when you born. If you're born in June and you're a Cancer, I like you. I just realized that I really start liking July Cancers. I really start liking July Cancers because if you don't know, like, there's a difference between the different people. There's a difference. You probably don't think about it, but it really is a difference. Because July cancers, they don't care. They just don't care. They they loving people, but they just don't care. Like I say I don't care, but clearly I do. Clearly. Clearly I care about my ex-wife. Clearly I'm not over it. I don't want her to I'm not fighting for her to come back to me, but I'm just like, damn, I really thought I meant something to you. I really thought I meant something to you. Got your fucking name tattooed on me and everything. I really thought I meant something to you. Am I getting it covered up? No, because this is a part of my journey. It's a part of me. Really thought I meant something. And then you showed me that I didn't mean shit to you. That was a little heartbreaking. Just a little bit. Especially when you spend so much time. Like when I told y'all when I had kidney stones. If it wasn't for Larisha, boy, I probably would have died. Like, died. I actually did die, and they had to bring me. Oh, that's a whole nother story. But I'm gonna bring y'all some story times. I'm gonna bring y'all some story times. I'm gonna try this week. Hopefully, I feel better and do some workouts. Um, I'm gonna try, but I'm not rushing anything. I'm taking my time. Like I pay for Hulu, Netflix, Showtime, Stars, Disney Plus. I pay for all these things, right? And this is the most I've watched movies, I watch shows. And because I'm telling you, like I used to be busy all the time. I don't know what the fuck I was busy doing, but I was busy all the time. And like today, like my body was like, just rest. You are exhausted. Just rest. And I was like, okay. And then I got up and I went to the bathroom. Now my bathroom has been cleaned because I'm cleaning it. I'm the only one here. And I just started wiping the mirrors and wiping the walls. I just like felt like I needed to do something. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And then I just washed my hands and I went and laid down and started watching Underworld. And I was like, why can't I just be still? Like, why can't I just lay in the bed? Like, why do I feel like something is gonna happen to me if I don't get up out the bed? And then I thought, like, my mother would always make us like we couldn't just lay around. We couldn't just not do nothing. We had to always like she put us in, like most people would be like chilling on the weekends. Like my mother put us in Saturday school down at MATC. So we learned how to code and do all that shit. Like my mother was definitely into like education. She's definitely into that. So we was like doing every fucking thing. So I never really took the time to rest. And I was like, no, fuck that. I'm resting. So I'm resting today. Yeah, I might get a motivation Monday tomorrow. You might. You definitely will. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling compelled to do one. And then I'm gonna do some other videos that I recorded the day I was feeling great. And yeah, I'm gonna slowly get back into it. I'm still gonna do Sundays and Saturdays and Sunday lives. And yeah, I'm thinking about just changing Sunday to nurturing conversations. I like Sunday dinner and convo. No, I'm just leave it like it is. Sunday dinner and convo, nurturing conversations. I'm just trying to figure it out. Actually, I'm just fucking happy to be able to sit up in a fucking chair and talk to y'all. That's what I'm happy. Because 2 weeks ago, COVID. Don't get COVID. Take care of yourself. Be safe out here. Like, I really wouldn't want anybody I know to catch it. I was so sad that my mom got it. And then when she was like, "Oh, ain't nothing happened, I don't have any symptoms." I was like, "Oh, I wish I didn't have any symptoms." But I'm grateful that I have symptoms. I'm grateful that I haven't worked. I haven't done anything. And I'm still maintaining my lifestyle over here. I'm still maintaining my lifestyle. I'm still businesses is flourishing, podcast is growing, everything. Like I'm doing nothing and everything that I've already established is growing. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna take this time to rest. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rest and watch all the movies I can watch. Oh, I watched. I know we're talking breaking silence. We're gonna break silence. You should definitely watch Clickbait if y'all haven't watched it. Clickbait is good. If y'all haven't watched Money Heist, it's so good. I'm so sad right now because my people, I can't tell y'all about it, but y'all should definitely watch Clickbait, Money Heist. I don't know if y'all can hear this music, but I got my wrap up music playing because I'm hot. And usually when I get hot, that means I really need to lay down. So you see, I'm paying a lot more. I'm paying a lot more attention to my body now. Like they tell me to lay down. Shh. I'm laying down. I don't care what I gotta do. I'm gonna lay down because yeah. I kind of want to be around for a little bit longer. I told my I told Bobo's mom, I was like, Bobo's the only one I didn't get to spend a lot of time with, of course, because Bobo is only a year old. And, we've been in a global fucking pandemic. So I was like, when I get clear, um, me and Bobo, me and Bobo gonna spend some time together. We gonna spend the rest of this year together. They was like, you gonna take her for the rest? Yep, I'm gonna take her for the rest of the year. And me and her gonna turn up. It's not like it's just gonna be me and Boa because Kira's gonna come and then Teo's gonna want to come and then Cam, they all want to come. So I'm like, I have to figure this out. I have to figure this out. If I don't spend time with anybody else, I definitely want to spend time with my nieces and nephews. My brother's gonna force their way to spend time with me because they do. And my nephew went. He got me food the other day. And he came over and he looked it so sad. He looked at me. He looked it so sad. He was like, I hate that you're going through this. I said, I hate that I'm going through this too. It's amazing to be loved. I'm telling y'all, like it's amazing. It's amazing. It's an amazing thing. Um, yeah, check out Money Heist. Definitely check out Clickbait if you haven't seen it. Um, I watched some other movies. Underworld. I'm rewatching all of Underworld. I really realized that I like vampires and werewolves. I probably watch Twilight next. I said I was gonna start The Shy and Insecure because I caught them in the middle. I'm catching up on everything. I have nothing else to do with my time. I can't really work because I I pushed it tonight sitting in this chair. But yeah, I actually feel like I've deserved this time, which is crazy. I deserve rest, so I'm just going to rest. I have books that I'm reading. Um, I'm just really doing nothing with my life. I'm really doing nothing with my life, and I'm laughing because I don't even know why I never did nothing with my life before. I don't even know. I mean, it's all paying off now, but it's just like, how is I not sleeping? How is I not just like chilling? I don't know. I don't know. I know that I was really wrapped up in my ex-wife. I do know that much because I've had so much free time now. It's just like, damn, what would I be doing? But no, I do play word chum. I do play word chum. If you play word chum, my name Midwsthumnbrd down there in the bottom of the screen. That's my name on word chum. I be playing. It's like Scrabble. If you know me, I know words. So I be, I start off, let me tell you, I start off, this is my tactic, right? I start off with basic words and then I grow from there. And it's surprising. Like, I was just telling my little brother, like breaking the silence, I was telling my little brother that I never really celebrated any one of my accomplishments ever. And the reason why I did that because, or not reason, but this is what I discovered why I didn't celebrate any one of my accomplishments. Because I would hear things like, because I went to predominantly white schools for all of my life, right? And so I would hear people around me say, "Oh, you think you better," or "You think you just know everything," or just all of those things. And like after a while, it's just like, well, I don't think that I'm better than you. I never. I'm not that type of person that's like that. But if I don't even talk about my school, if I don't talk about any of those things, and you feel like that, I was one of those people that put other people's feelings in front of my own. So I never celebrated. Like I didn't even celebrate. I didn't have the fucking chance to celebrate the fact that I scored a documentary because my ex-wife left me for her ex-girlfriend. And then I was like, no, I'm going to celebrate that. So I'm celebrated that. My business just won a grant. Um so I'm excited about that. So like there's so many things happening for me. I haven't really had the opportunity to talk about them because I'm fucking surviving a global fucking pandemic. And I'm on a journey of healing and self-discovery. And I had to discover that I didn't celebrate the things that happened and the things that I've overcome and like all of the different things that has happened to me. And so now I'm celebrating. So when I said September, I'm celebrating with Motown. I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating everything. It's 4 months of divorce, a year of not seeing my ex-wife, my business winning a grant, the documentary that I score still on HBO, coloring books, podcasts, new music, workout classes, merchandise, artists signing contracts, management opportunities. I mean, there's so many different things I like. That's why I'm just like, how did all of this stuff happen? And then I catch COVID. Like, how is all of the things that I worked hard for my entire life finally here? I'm finally tasting them, experiencing them, living in them. And it's like, hey, you have COVID. So I'm actually getting the opportunity to enjoy them and bask in the ambiance of them with COVID. This is about the time where my body's just like, we're gonna start coughing. So I'm gonna go ahead and um tell y'all that it is important for you to use your words. That is the only way that anyone will ever know what you are feeling and what you are thinking. Now, you probably like, did you just talk about your ex-wife and her family and her girlfriend and her wife? Yes, I did. I promised myself that when I got up out that bed and had the opportunity to speak again, because I'm not going to speak to these people in person. I would love to. I would love for them to come on here and we can have talk here. We can meet in person. Y'all know me. I would rather do this in person. However, I'm gonna meet them where they are. So this is where you are. So we're gonna meet you here. Um, I'm letting all the shit go. I'm not holding on to nothing. Cause if I die tonight, I'm knocking on the wood. If I die tonight, I'm free. I'm free of everything. Remember that it's important for you to love yourself, know yourself, trust yourself, and just be yourself. You are currently surviving. I am literally surviving, but you are currently surviving a global fucking pandemic, and you should be living your best life right now. You should be loving who you want to love. You should be living the life that you want to live. You should look at your mother and tell her that she was shitty. Look at your father, tell them that they was shitty, and tell them that, but you forgive them. You don't forgive them, you forgive them for yourself. So you can let go of the guilt. Like if your parents only call you when they need you to go to the grocery store or they only need you to do something, that's guilt. They just try to guilt you into doing that. Like if you think about it, like you bending over backwards for your mother and father and they didn't even hit their toe on the edge of the corner for you. They never protected you. They never made you feel safe. Your brothers and sisters didn't do what brothers and sisters are supposed to do, protect you, make you feel safe. It's not their job, but I mean, I'm a sister and I wish a motherfucker would with my brothers. I ain't gonna fight you. but I wish you would. And they know that. And my nieces and nephews know that. Anybody who I love know that. I'm a talk. I know people don't like when people talk, so I'm a fucking talk. And if y'all can't tell, I'm good at talking. So I'm a talker. I realize people don't like when you talk. That's why today's topic is breaking the silence. People do not like when you talk. You make people uncomfortable. Shit. People should be uncomfortable. We are surviving a global fucking pandemic. Me, literally, and you, figuratively. We should be making people feel uncomfortable. People are too comfortable. People are living below their means. People are accepting shit. Like you probably in a situation that you look like I would have never thought I would be here. You shouldn't be there. You shouldn't be comfortable there. You shouldn't. Everyone deserves to be loved. Everyone deserves communication. We all deserve better. So why not just do better? Anywho, if y'all have a song from Motown that you would love, I think I'm gonna put the poll up in a few minutes. I'm gonna do girl groups from Motown. Cause here's my thing, okay? So I'm thinking September is Motown because I'm celebrating. So I'm gonna do all 60s Motown. Um October is gonna be 70s, December is gonna be 80s, the greatest year ever. And then December, we gonna end it with the 90s. We gonna end it with the 90s. That's what I'm thinking. So if you got a Motown song that you want to hear, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the community tab. I'm about to go finish watching Underworld and lay down under the fan because your girl is hot. Continue to send me light and love and prayers and support. Hey, Crazy Kurt, I'm actually about to log off. Um, I love y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you. Um, y'all could have left when my ex-wife did. I'm sorry, that's not funny, but it was funny to me. Y'all could have left when she did, when the channel changed. Y'all could have left, but y'all here and y'all rocking, and I appreciate it. It has been 36 lives, 36 Saturday night lives, 36 Sunday night dinner and convos for 2021. If y'all have been here rocking with me. It's been 2 years since I did Sunday or Saturday night lives, and I just started Sunday dinner and convo last year. If you ever want to reach out to me, you want to talk to me, TikTok is the quickest because I'm on TikTok all the time. I don't know if y'all be on TikTok, but TikTok, do y'all see this smile? TikTok be making me smile, honey, all the time. TikTok is the quickest way. Or my email is down at the bottom. It's in the description box. Those are two ways. If you want to talk to me, you got a topic that you want to talk about, shoot it over to me. You know, I ain't scared to talk about nothing. Thank you for all of the good nights. Thank you for all of the loves. I'm about to go lay down. I'm going to play some word chum. So if you download word chum, Midwsthumnbrd is on the screen. You should definitely add me. I'll play you. I love y'all. If no one has told you in the first 9 months of 2021, I love you. I believe in you. You have everything right here. You need to be successful. You just have to believe in yourself. You have to love yourself enough to believe that you can accomplish it. Um, that's all I got. I gotta go lay down. I love y'all. I'm definitely gonna give y'all a Monday motivation tomorrow. I ain't gonna push it too far. If I feel like working out, I'll do it. If not, it's y'all will get a Monday motivation. Until next time.